This right here is a full 3-hour course on everything that I've learned about creating high-ticket offers. I've spent the past 3 years building 2 businesses to multiple 6 figures, helping dozens of clients scale their own high-ticket offers, and I want to give it to you today completely for free. Now, one thing to note here is that even if you're a beginner, this is going to help you. This is going to give you the foundations and the principles to offers that work at 50, 100K a month plus. If you're somebody more advanced and you're at that 10 to 30K a month range, this is going to change your life. This is going to show you how to become different from all of your competitors that are offering commoditized services by selling what we call a marketing ecosystem. You're going to learn more about that here in a second. If at any point throughout this video, you want to download all of the resources, all of the Notion pages, the offer worksheet that I reference multiple times throughout the actual course, you could go down below, the first link in the description. You could download all of that to apply it into your own business. Now, everything's going to be time-stamped as well. There's a reason this is called the Offer Vault. I want you to come back to this whenever you have questions about anything in regards to offer, because I quite literally hit every single thing that you need to know. So without any more fluff, I want to dive straight into it, take action on this, and make sure to apply it. I'll see you inside the Offer Vault. Welcome to the Offer Vault. Now, we are going to be talking about offers here, and in this module, we're going to be going over the intro to offers. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to be talking about what an offer actually is and what it's not. We're going to be going over mediocre versus world-class offers. We're going to be going over the offer structure that you're going to implement. And we're also going to be going over a checklist of your offer here at the end, okay? So let's dive straight into it. What actually is an offer? Well, first, we need to figure out what an offer is not, okay? And an offer is not your service or what you do, okay? An example is, hey, my offer is Facebook ads. My offer is cold DMs. My offer is short form editing. My offer is cold emails for clients. Here's an example of someone that booked a sales call with me, and they said, hey, Christian, I'm in the concrete niche, and I offer SEO and paid ads. Okay, this is not his offer. This is what he does. And as a result, you see how he's getting paid $800 for SEO and paid ads, which is dirt cheap, and it's going to be extremely freaking difficult to get to 100K a month getting paid $800 by a client. Okay, so that is not an offer. It's not what you do. And most people should already know this, right? An offer is the end result that you are selling to your ideal client. An example of the end result you are selling, this is your offer, is helping realtors get 3 closed listings in 120 days. It's helping online coaches get 10 new clients in 60 days or less. It's helping consultants get 500,000 views or their money back. It's helping agency owners get 30 sales calls in the first 90 days working together. It's helping people that have a school community reduce churn by 10%, right? These are different examples of offers in different niches, but this is the end result that we're selling. This is what people pay for. People do not pay for you to do their SEO and paid ads. People do not pay to manage their school community. People do not pay to generate them leads. Okay? Like this, and every single offer has a tangible result. I hear this all the time. Oh, but Christian, I do web design. Oh, but Christian, I do content. So they can't make more money working with me. Every service has a tangible result to the business owner, either making more money and or saving time working with you. So an example is, let's take 500,000 views, right? This means you're a short form or long form content agency, and you help your niche get more views by editing, publishing their content, making it mass across all platforms. Well, what happens when you publish this content for them? Well, they're going to start to get views. What happens when they get views? They're going to start to get leads from it, because a certain percentage of those views are going to be people that are qualified for your client's product or service. And from those leads, a certain percentage of them are going to get booked into an appointment. A certain percentage of those are going to join on a sales call. A certain percentage of those are going to close. So you could directly attribute your short form content agency to making the business owner more money. If you're doing web design, it's to improve the conversion rate from people that jump onto the client's website to actually pay them money. And there's a certain cycle here, right? If you're just doing web design, and we're going to get into the offer structure here, but this is something I see so commonly. If you're doing web design and you're like, but Christian, I understand I'm going to help their conversion rate, but what if people don't go to the website? Well, that's the whole purpose that you're here. You're not only here to make them a website. If they're not getting traffic to the website, why should they even pay you? You should help them get traffic to the website via ads, outreach, or content. Okay? So it doesn't matter what your offer is. You could boil it down, all the way down, to helping them make more money and or save more time working with you. Okay? Now here's a common mistake I see. A lot of business owners read $100 million offers by Alex Hormozi and then send an end result bold claim. Like a lot of you right now probably watching read the book and you have a really good claim. We're going to get you 30 booked appointments in 60 days or your money back plus $5,000, whatever, right? So this is the state of the market, is everybody has a bold claim because the market and us, agency owners, we've become more sophisticated to offer something that is more appealing to our market. But two problems come with that. Problem number one, when you're just using a bold claim because you read Alex Hormozi's book. And again, no shade on this. If you haven't read this book, go buy it right now for 99 cents and read it because it'll help you understand the basic principles of building a really, really good offer, right? Everything I just covered here in way more depth. But the first problem when you do this and use a really bold claim offer is that you may end up competing in a game of who can make the most wild claim. Because everybody's using bold claims. And as a result, your prospects end up not believing the result is achievable that you're selling, or, that you can get them the result. Okay? And problem one right here is something that we're going to solve in the believability factor section. Because it goes very deep. How could we build authority, build marketing, build content, build a niche of one to make our prospects believe that we are the people that can get them this bold result that we're selling? And I see this happen all the time. I've had people come to me at $15K a month and say, Christian, my competitors are stealing my offer. And if your business right now is just doing outreach or just doing Facebook ads with a crazy offer, right? We're going to get you 500 appointments in 30 days working with us. And it works, and you start to gain traction because it's just an appealing offer. But that's all you have. Maybe you're missing a VSL, maybe you're missing content, right? And all your whole business relies on this one ad that has your bold offer. What's going to happen? Competitors and other agency owners are going to see your ad, they're going to steal the offer, they're going to re-record your same ad, get it running, and then they take half of the market share. Because you don't have a moat around your business. You're not a niche of one. We're going to dive into what that means here later throughout the modules. But I've seen this happen in real time, guys. I've seen this happen. And so you don't want to end up playing a game where, who could make the most wild claim? Who could guarantee the craziest thing? Because what happens as a second problem of that is you end up promising something that you cannot deliver on. And you end up killing your reputation in your industry, spiking your refund rate and getting a ton of chargebacks and getting your Stripe account shut down, and becoming a scammer. If you have an incredibly bold claim because you think in order to win, you have to make the most wild guarantee, you're not going to be able to deliver the result. And you are quite literally a scammer. Like, that is the definition of a scammer. Right? Is not upholding to the claims that you are selling. So hopefully if you're in here, you don't want to become a scammer. And we're actually going to solve that problem right now on how we can deliver on the bold claim that we use. Okay, we're going to do that here in the offer structure in a second. So, mediocre versus world-class offers. A mediocre offer that blends in with your competitors will leave you in an infinite state of playing business on impossible difficulty. Okay, you'll see me refer to this a lot. Business is extremely similar to a video game and to war. Those are the two analogies I use all the freaking time because they are so freaking similar. And so if you have a mediocre offer that blends in, that doesn't stand out, that doesn't get someone throwing their credit card at your face, you're going to play on impossible difficulty forever, right? And here are some symptoms of a mediocre offer. It might be incredibly hard right now to consistently get leads every day. So you're sending like 1,000 DMs a day. You're making a YouTube video every single day. And maybe It's extremely hard to book prospects on a sales call. You have to hard book them. You have to call them up. You have to like mousetrap them into getting on a sales call and position your sales call like a free consultation, right? You are commoditized, and your prospects are weighing other options and comparing you and your pricing. This is how you play a game on who could charge the cheapest amount. It's because you have a mediocre offer, okay? So if you currently experience that, prospects are telling you, hey, I have a couple other calls with people. I just want to weigh my options and see what else is out there. This other company's actually doing it for 2K instead of 3K. You are commoditized and you have a mediocre offer. If it feels like you're pulling teeth out of a freaking, baby with baby teeth, if you feel like you're pulling teeth out to get someone over the fence to pay you money, you have a mediocre offer. Sales shouldn't be as difficult as like what you've been told it is. Okay, sales is not that difficult. Sales is not that difficult. And if you feel like it's extremely difficult for you right now, it's because you have a mediocre offer and you're lacking in other aspects like VSLs. It mainly comes down to the offer, but marketing, content, etc. A mediocre offer will result in the following two things. Client acquisition will always feel hard. It will never be predictable, and you will plateau, you will stay stuck, you will be on impossible difficulty, you'll burn out, you'll quit. A mediocre offer will also result in you having to put in 100 times more work and time than someone with a world-class offer. And I'm assuming that you didn't work with me and join here to play business on impossible difficulty. You're here to build a predictable client acquisition machine that spits out hot leads, gets you consistent sales calls, and gets you paid in fulls. And this is what a world-class offer does. A world-class offer will make ice-cold strangers that don't even know your name a day ago, right, a month ago, want to buy your stuff. That is the goal of this whole section. A world-class offer is what allows some idiots to make $100,000 a month laughably easy. There are people right now out there that have a terrible work ethic. They have terrible habits. They have a shit product. They don't even know what they're doing. And yet they still make more money than the people that have hired the best talent in the world, spent years refining their product, yet have a shitty offer. These people that have a terrible service, they have a terrible, marketing strategy, they have no content, but they have a good offer, they scale easily. The people with a bad offer and everything else is good have trouble and plateau. So this is all to say that your offer is the foundation to your entire business. And when your offer is exceptional, your outreach, your marketing, your setting, your sales, your client results will all be exceptional as well. And you'll make a hell of a lot more money than if you didn't decide to join Spartan Scaling and watch these modules. This is the importance of an offer, and I want to drill this into your head. Okay? The offer is everything. It's the foundation to everything. And when it's not dialed in, nothing else will work. With that being said, let's go over the offer structure. So this is a common misconception, right? If you're an agency owner, you are not just a done-for-you service provider. You are not just a program seller if you're selling a program. You are an any means necessary business owner. This is the most common mistake I see with offers, with the service and product that people are selling. As you build your world-class offer, you'll notice how we're either creating or refining a very bold claim, a great guarantee, an insane end result, and we are putting so much on the line in order to meet the expectations that we are setting in order to get people to buy our stuff as to what we're doing for clients. And I want you to remember this right here. The only way it is humanly possible to guarantee that your clients make more money by working with you is that if you are either doing, helping, or teaching each step of the funnel in order to make them money. This comes back to done for you, which is doing for them, done with you, which is helping them do something, and do it yourself, which is teaching them how to do it. The only way it is possible to guarantee that your clients make more money by working with you is if you're doing, helping, or teaching them with every single variable in order to have them become successful. And here's the offer structure for you, if you could see this graph right here. At point A, we have the current situation of your prospect. So this is when they come in to work with you. This is the current situation where they're struggling with certain pain points, they're stuck, and they need your help. So this is when they pay you money, is point A. And what we are selling is on the complete other side, point B. This is the end result of them working with you. Again, a certain amount of money generated, a certain outcome, a certain end result that you're selling. In order to predictably get every single client from point A to point B, we have a certain series of steps that your clients need to do in order to get there every single time and build a well-oiled machine that you just shoot through every client. You shoot them through and they get the result every single time. Okay, and these steps are what we refer to as our instruction manual. When you go to IKEA and you buy a desk like the one I have right here, you get a manual on how to assemble it, okay? And you get a manual that tells you, hey, you got to pick up the legs, you got to get these screws, you got to drill it into the table, etc. This is the same thing that we're building for our offer. We need an instruction manual on every single step that your clients need to do to achieve the end results every single time. This is how we become not scammers and get the best result in our industry. Because if your service, if what you're doing is, let's say Facebook ads, okay? And you're helping chiropractors run Facebook ads to get them $50,000 in revenue in 6 months, okay? Just random example of an offer. Well, in order to get them from struggling to get leads and consistent appointments and making money to point B, 50K in 6 months, 100K in 6 months, whatever, what is step one? Well, we need to see what their offer is to the market. And let's say all you do is Facebook ads for them. Facebook ads is step two. It's the lead generation step, right? But if the offer's bad, the ads will suck. So you do need to refine their offer. That's step one, right? Is refine their offer. Step two, help them with lead generation by running their ads. What is step three? It's lead nurture, right? If you remember the funnel overview module, we go over this. Your business in an entire diagram, every business. It's lead generation, it's lead nurture, it's lead conversion, and then it's delivery and retention via upsells or resells. And when we're looking here, step one is offer, step two is lead generation, step three is lead nurture, step four is setting, and step five is sales. So if all you do is run Facebook ads, okay? And let's say you also help them refine their offer. You also help them with step three, lead nurture, via email, SMS, YouTube videos, etc., via sales. And you don't help them with step 4 or 5, you can't guarantee that they get to point B. Because what if their setting and sales sucks? It will never work. So you need to be in the trenches and do things that your competitors don't want to do. Now, is this me sitting here telling you that you have to do every step of the funnel for them? No. That is an unprofitable model. You'll need way too many employees in order to do that. Okay? And that's why we have these checkboxes here. Is because when we go to the instruction manual section, you're going to see how we craft our instruction manual with each step that our clients need to do. And we're able to mark down whether we should be doing it for them, helping them do it, or teaching them how to do it. So you're going to be able to check off each of these steps. And let's say step 1 offer is done with you. Step 2 lead generation is done for you, Facebook ads. Step 3 lead nurture is do it yourself, where you teach them how to do email sequences and YouTube videos. Let's say step 4 is done with you, setting, where you give them a framework. And step 5 is done with you, sales, where you give them a framework, maybe you look at some sales calls, etc. This is an example of how an offer would look. In order to predictably make our clients more money, get case studies, and be able to sign more clients due to those case studies. Okay, if you don't do this, you will fail. And like I said, when you just joined the program, I need you to imitate. I need you to just simply copy what's working for me that's made me hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's helped my clients scale to 10, 30, 50, 100K a month. Like, just implement this stuff and just follow my lead. Okay, because this stuff works. This is the only way to do it, right? A lot of people have this question in the back of their mind when they see this. But Christian, isn't adding done with you or do-it-yourself elements, is it adding something other than my service to my agency? Way too complex, unscalable. Like, it's not scalable, Christian. Point 1. Below $50,000 a month, you do not care if something is unscalable. You just simply don't. You do the unscalable things until you get to 50K a month, and then you invest the capital from making 50 grand a month into a proper backend to withstand 50 new clients coming in every month, into a team, into a system, into automations in order to scale. So I never want to hear that, hey, Christian, my offer's unscalable. Are you below 50K a month? Like, good, it should be unscalable. Because that's how you get the best results in the industry. That's how you're able to make the best claims in your offer. That's why we're talking about delivery right now. It's because it comes back to your offer. Point 2, complex is good. When you have this offer structure and you help your clients in every step of the funnel and process in order for them to make more money, it's complex, right? You're not just setting up an ads campaign and then just letting them go and seeing how they do. That's easy in the short term, bad in the long term. Because your clients don't get the result, you get refunds, you don't get case studies, you don't scale. It's hard in the short term in order to do each step with them. But you need to understand right here, the complex is hard to replicate. And your competitors right now in your industry, agencies doing the same service as you, will only do one step of the entire offer. They'll only do one step of the funnel for your clients. And when you believe in your offer and you have each step, you clearly help them and you're confident, you have more conviction on sales calls, you'll feel bad that other people in your niche are signing up with your competitors. Because you know that they are not getting the service that they need. They're only getting Facebook ads. They're only getting content editing. They're only getting a website designed. So complex is hard to replicate. And hard to replicate things are scarce in the market since, again, your clients, they don't want to do that. Your clients don't want to refine their offer completely on their own, run their own lead generation campaigns, nurture their leads, do the setting and learn setting and get really good at sales. Your competitors definitely don't want to do it. Your competitors want to get rich quick. They want the easy now, hard later. They want to just do the service. And you, yourself, you don't even want to do this. I don't want to do this. But if I was able to just sit here and build an entire course to get you from 5 to 30K a month to 100K a month, and all you have to do is step 1 through 5, it's all do it yourself. All I have is a course. I don't care about your results. I'm not helping you when you run into fires and bottlenecks, etc. You won't get the result. And therefore, you're going to not want to pay me. And as a result, my claims are going to have to get worse than my competitors. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm sitting here telling you, like, hey, I also want to do everything in my business. We can't always sell what we want. We have to sell what the market wants and needs. So if you don't want to build this because it's too complex, good. Because that's how you know that your clients don't want to do it and your competitors don't want to do it. Okay? So I need you to understand that. Hard to replicate things are scarce in the market, and you could charge a premium for hard to replicate complex things. Things that are scarce in the market, which is people right now not helping with each step of the funnel, is something that you could charge a lot of money for. This is how you become not a commoditized service. Okay? In order for us to not have competitors, we need to be scarce in the market and offer something that nobody else is offering something too complex for our competitors to even want to dive into. This is how you charge a premium. This is how you never deal with people weighing the options and you competing on price. This is how it works. I can't stress this enough. Number 3, there is no other option. We're not in 2018 anymore, where you could offer Facebook ads to just anybody with a pulse and scale to 7 figures, with no guarantee, no risk reversal, nothing on pricing, no bold claims and end results that you're selling. If you want to have the best offer, that have clients believing that you can get them to the end result that you're selling and actually getting them the result that you're selling so that you could make more case studies and as a result of more case studies make a shit ton of money, then use this blended offer structure. This is a blended offer. This is a blend between do-it-yourself, done with you, done for you at each step of the funnel in your instruction manual that will be unique to you. So you should now understand why we need a blended offer. And in the following modules within the instruction manual, we're going to go over how to build your instruction manual, how to build out the steps, and which step you should be doing for people, teaching them, or helping them with. Okay? That is the offer structure, my friends. And hopefully you understand why we need to do this. Again, just follow my lead. Just listen to what I'm saying because this freaking works. Okay? Lastly, offer checklist. This right here is the following checklist that you'll need for your offer. So this is what we're going to be covering here in the following modules to make sure you have a world-class offer and understand everything that we're doing. You need a clear niche and a clear dream client avatar. You need to understand the clear problem that you are solving for your niche and making sure it is the right problem to solve. You need to understand your service and solution and how you're going to get them to the result that they want in a certain time frame. This is called our A to B transformation, and we're going to map this out together. Our straight to the point A to B transformation we're selling. We're going to build our instruction manual, something that we could refer to when we're talking to prospects on sales calls and say, hey, look, like this is what we're doing together. And once they pay you, you go back to the instruction manual and say, hey, look, we're on this step. We're going to go over unique mechanism and new opportunities, arguably the most important aspect when it comes to marketing your offer. We're going to go over pricing and terms, risk reversal, and ultimately creating a niche of one. Okay, so this is the checklist that you're going to need to follow in order to make sure everything in your offer is up to date, in order for us to review it, and in order to make sure that you could scale to 50, 100K a month. Now, I want to tell you something here. I want to guarantee you that these next few hours that you're about to spend creating/refining your offer will be the most important time that you're going to spend on your business. Okay, is this boring work? Is this the stuff that other people don't want to do? Yes, right? I need you to spend these next few hours, according to the next 2 action steps, completing and watching the entire offer section in its like the whole entire thing. I need you to watch the whole entire thing. I need you to go and download the offer worksheet right now. And I need you to fill it out as we start hitting each module. Again, I guarantee you guys, these next few hours are the most pivotal, crucial, important time that you're going to spend on your business, because this is the foundation to everything. So with that being said, I hope I've made a good case as to why you should keep watching the modules, and I will see you in the next one. Let's build the best freaking offer in the world. Let's talk about your dream client avatar. So the simplest way for me to help you build your offer is to explain each step of your offer one-liner. So your offer one-liner is something that we're going to be referring to all the time, right? It's something that you have to fill out in this worksheet I'm going to give you, and come to us, bring it to us whenever you have an offer question, something's wrong with your marketing message, or something's wrong on the fulfillment and client journey side, okay? So your offer one-liner is everything, and we're going to be looking at this throughout these following modules and filling in these variables, right? Everything here in the brackets is a variable that we have to fill. So the offer one-liner template is I help dream client go from point A to point B in time frame or risk reversal using unique mechanism or new opportunity without things that they've tried or are doing that they hate, okay? So in this module specifically, we're going to cover dream client because this is where it starts. If we don't have our dream client dialed in, everything else will be thrown off. But I need to it's so important that you do this correctly, because if you mess this up and you don't have a clear dream client and you don't have a clear A to B transformation that you're selling in a clear time frame with a clear guarantee, with a clear unique mechanism, and without doing the things that they've hated or are doing, everything's going to be messed up. From the marketing message and who we're talking to and what beliefs we're trying to shift to the client journey. Because having the wrong dream client, like we're about to cover right here, could lead to you having to do so much more in your service from things that you didn't want to do at the beginning. So I can't stress this enough, but this is what we're going to be referring to in the rest of these modules. And here's a little pro tip, by the way, that you could refer to this as you do any copy. So making VSLs, headlines on landing pages, your offer one-liner, you could throw it into Hemingway Editor. And it's something that I use to make sure all of my copy is about a 6th grade reading level. This just simplifies everything. Even if you're talking to the most sophisticated prospect, people like to be able to understand what you're trying to say as fast as possible because of our attention span, okay? But with that being said, let's go into the first fact, which is that the money is in the details. Now, most business owners, they understand that what industry they're selling to, they understand the niche. So they understand that they're working with realtors, they're working with dentists, they're working with online coaches, but they're not specific enough to understand who their dream client is and be able to speak to their core within their marketing. So this means that you need to understand so much more about your niche and who you're serving than it seems like on the surface. And this includes things like their interests, their hobbies, what they find funny, because these are things that you could be doing in your content and VSLs and mentioning. Are they already using a CRM? Do they already have a solid lead flow? Do they have proof of concept with their offer already? How much are they roughly making already? Do they have a team in place, or are they completely solo? Do they know how to sell? And once we know these variables, we're able to build our product, to build our service, to fit the gap, to fill the need that they need to get to the point B in the end result that we're selling. And I'll give you an example here. Let's say that you, here's an example. If you're working with online coaches and you bring on two different clients, right? Because you don't have a clear dream client and a clear A to B transformation. And let's say client one is completely solo, right? He has no team in place, completely solo, doing every single part. And then client two has a team in place. Your product will have to be different for client one and two, because client one's going to need help building a team. He's going to need help learning each part of the business because he's in all the trenches. He's going to want to learn how to work on it, not in it. Client two, right, the guy that already has a team in place, needs help teaching these things to his team, getting his team involved in the service that you're doing, etc. Same thing with selling. If you work with a client that has no idea how to sell, this is something that you're going to have to add onto your offer unless you otherwise kind of made your offer for him in the first place. So it's just important to know, where are they? Do they already have a CRM? Are you working with people that already have a CRM? If so, good. Don't allow someone to come in that doesn't have a CRM, because if it's not a part of your product or service, now you're going to have to go a step further, get more involved in fulfillment, and make a CRM for them. Okay? So the best way to put this is, the less of these variables that you know, the more effort that you're going to have to put into fulfillment. Because again, the less variables you know, the wider your net is on who you actually let in and work with, the more custom tailored your solution and service has to be. So another example, let's say that you sign two clients, they're both consultants, that's your niche. And let's say that your offer, what you do is you place an appointment setter in consultants' businesses so that they could book 3 to 5 calls a day and sign 5 new clients a month. And let's say these two clients that you signed are different. Client one, he's an expert consultant that's making $30K a month. And client one has a great offer that's proven to work in the market. They also have a large audience and get solid lead flow from content. They have a content ecosystem on YouTube to pre-sell their leads. But the only problem they're facing from being able to 2x, 5x overnight is booking appointments consistently, right? They have nobody dialing leads or sending emails out, calling up their leads. They don't know how to get their leads to show up. They don't know how to close, okay? And this is what your solution is to place an appointment setter in the consultant's business and maybe teach them different ways that you've found out on how to improve show-up rate. But let's say you signed client two because you don't have a clear definition of who your dream ideal client is and where kind of the transformation is. If client two is a beginner and has no offer that's proven, no audience, no leads, no content, but also has the same pain point, that's why he wanted to pay you and work with you, imagine how much more effort it's going to have to go into fulfillment here. And the golden question you should be asking yourself to figure out who your dream client is get clear. If you look at everybody in your niche, everyone's making different money in your niche, everyone's at a different stage, they have different problems. Who inside of your niche will get the best results working with you in the least amount of time with the least amount of your time and energy required? And when you find the answer to this question, you're going to know who your dream client is. And I'll give you an example. With these two clients above, you want to work with client one any day of the freaking week, because client one will get 10 times better results. because all you have to do is solve this constraint in the business. You just have to simply help him book more appointments, get them to show up at a higher percentage, and get them to close at a higher percentage. And if you do that, this guy at $30K a month will probably get to $50, $100K a month. Imagine that case study. Not only that, he's going to get faster results because everything else in his business is already functioning. It's already optimized. And it just so happens that client one is making so much more money than client two, and client one can pay you a whole lot more money to solve his problem. Client two, you're going to have to come into the business. And let's say that you decide not to give him a custom solution. You're like, hey, this is my program. This is my service. This is what you're going to get. I'm going to show you how to place an appointment setter. I'm going to place one for you. I'm going to show you how to get a higher show up rate and close rate. He's not going to get results. Why? Because his offer sucks. He has no leads to even book into an appointment, and he has no content to nurture. So you see how client one has one main constraint in the business, and it's exactly what you solve with this example of an offer of placing an appointment setter. So get clear on who inside of your niche you want to help. Understanding this concept I'm explaining to you right now, and with this example right here, shows us that we would build our service, our program, the done with you, do it yourself parts of it in order to serve client one. If we don't have a clear definition of who we're serving, we're going to build a program, a service that's really not a fit for anybody. So again, I'm demonstrating to you why we need to build a mixed offer for the exact type of client that we want to work with. So if you put down on your worksheet that you mainly want to work with consultants doing between, 10 to 100K a month, that's a big gap. Let's say like 10 to 30K a month or 50 to 100K a month. If you sign a consultant at $0, he will not get results because you did not provide help with the other aspects in his business that he needs help with. Okay? And on the flip side, if you build your service, and let's say you mainly want to work with beginners, then you're more than likely going to have to do done with you, do it yourself work for them, right? You're going to show them, hey, here's how we build an offer. Here's how we do lead gen. I'm going to be doing this part of the business for you, but you have to make sure you have these other boxes checked if you want to get the results that you're signing up for. If you signed client one and you tried to help him with everything, the guy would probably laugh in your face. It's like, dude, I already got this all figured out. The product will not serve them. Another example. Let's say I made this program, Spartan Scaling. Let's say I made it for beginners. Like everything that I teach is for people at $0, right? From the ground up. And I had to teach you the basics of, that you could find on YouTube videos, that you could find in an Iman Gadzhi course. Imagine that was this program. And let's say you are at 10K a month. This program would not serve you. It would be of no benefit to you. Because I'm not trying to solve problems for the guy at $0. I'm just not. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let's talk about going up market so we could get more clear on who our dream client actually is. So what does up market mean? Up market is an adjective, right? And it means appealing or catering to high income, consumers of high quality, not easily affordable or accessible. Okay, this is what upmarket is, the definition you find when you Google it. Almost always, we want our dream client to be somebody that's upmarket, somebody that's of high income. So we want to go upmarket with our offer because when you work with better clients in your niche, when you work with upmarket individuals in your sector, in your industry, you're going to get better client results because they already have other aspects of their business working. You're going to get easier client results because you're not going to be having to revamp or build their whole business for them. This is why most agency owners fail. I'm just going to tell you straight up. They work with the wrong clients and everything in their business is messed up. That's what happened with me with realtors. It's like most real estate agents do not have a business. They don't know what an offer is. Most agency owners help realtors with lead gen and say, hey, we're going to run your Facebook ads. But what about the lead nurturing process? What about the setting process where you actually go and call your leads and follow a script? What about the sales process where you show up to an appointment with them, an in-person appointment, and sell them? It's like the realtors don't have all the other aspects of their business refined. And that's why if you are working with realtors, it's my suggestion to you to work with team leaders or brokers that know what they're doing and already make six figures. Again, because it's better and easier to get client results. Another benefit when you work with upmarket individuals, you get prospects that have money. Like, money objection's not a thing with people that are earning, the top 1% income in your industry. You're able to charge more money and you just get less headaches. I'm sure we've all seen like this meme where you have one client that pays you 10 grand and another that pays you 100. The client that pays 10 grand is like, all right, just shot over the invoice. Just let me know the next steps. The client that paid 100, hey, but I read on the contract that like this thing is messed up and I want to make sure you deliver this, this, and this. It's so true. The clients that pay the most money pay attention. It's the same reason why programs like this are valuable. You pay to be inside of here. Therefore, you are paying attention and doing the things that we are working on together. If I let you in for free, you wouldn't take it serious. You straight up wouldn't take it serious. You wouldn't take action. You wouldn't pay attention. Okay, same thing with your prospects. Now, there's only 2 ways to go up market. Number 1, pivoting your messaging, right? Your messaging, what you're saying in your VSL, in your ad copy, in your content, to only speak to the top percentage of people in your niche. And we do this by either financially qualifying them and straight up calling out, hey, if you're a coach doing 5 to 10K a month and you're struggling with this problem, I have blank solution. Or we do it by describing the pain points that the best clients have. Because again, guys, in your niche, the upmarket sector has different problems than the guy at zero, than the guy that doesn't know anything. Okay? And so the guys that you want to work with, describe their problems. And that, as a result of doing that, second order consequence is you're going to repel the people that don't have that problem, which are the beginners. So again, if you're trying to work with people that already have a team, they have employees, they have systems running, and they need help optimizing it or scaling their team or something. Like, if you just talk about team and employees, the guys at zero are going to click off. They're not even going to listen because it's like, what is this guy even talking about? The bottom of the barrel prospects in your niche, again, have different problems. Example with real estate agents. Very clear example because this is who I worked with. You have real estate agents that are new, right? They're brand new to the industry. You have what I call soccer mom realtors. These are the moms that close maybe 3 deals a year. They go take their kids to soccer games and talk to people there, and they get a couple referrals to close deals. And these realtors simply just want to get more leads so they could maybe get a couple extra deals closed by the end of the year. This means that this type of realtor, their main problem is just a constraint in their lead flow. So if you want to work with soccer moms that don't have the money, won't do the work, will freaking argue about, how much you're charging, get terrible results, then you could make your offer for realtors to get them 100 leads in a month, right? Or like 1 million leads in a month. But that's not who you want to work with. If you're working with experienced team leaders and brokers, and again, just fill in your niche here, the top percent. For real estate, team leaders and brokers are the top percent. And they want intense and financially qualified leads. So their main problem is they're already getting too many leads. Lead flow's okay, but the leads are bad. It's bad quality leads that lead to the team of realtors inside of the brokerage wasting their time, getting unmotivated, and not closing deals. So if we want to work with brokers, then we position our offer to provide a steady flow of highly vetted leads that get double qualified before entering the CRM for your agents to call them. This is an example of how we pivot our messaging to talk to people upmarket. Now, the second way to go upmarket, it's case studies. So if you're working with online coaches and you want to work with online coaches that make 7 figures a year, you do not do the following. You do not send that 7-figure coach a case study VSL on how you helped an online coach go from 0 to 10K a month with your ad system. This will repel the 7-figure guy because he doesn't want to regress and work with somebody that works with beginners. And the only way to solve this is over time, you'll run into these gem opportunities where you just happen to get on a call with somebody that's such an intelligent prospect and they know what they're doing. If you could land one top performer in your market as a client, that case study could change your life. And this happened with me with realtors. I didn't understand this concept, and I was just speaking to like new realtors for a majority of the time. And then I got on a call with somebody that did like multiple 6 figures a year, offered a solution. I just figured out, I got scrappy and found a way to sign him, and I got a crazy case study out of it. So these are the only two ways. And going up market takes time, right? If you're a beginner or you're just fairly new, like you can't just go and work with millionaires in your industry right away, okay? But as Hormozi says, solve rich people problems, they pay better. Make it your goal to solve the richest person in your niche's problem. Now, let's talk about who your dream client actually is, okay? So your dream client avatar can be described with tangible and intangible character traits. Remember, we're trying to go up market and be crystal clear on exactly who we help. So some examples of tangible qualities for your dream client. Financially, right? They're making 10 to 50K a month. They're doing 6 figures. They're doing 7 figures. Age, they're between 25 and 40 years old. Location, they live in the US. Aspects of their business, they already produce content. They have a proven offer that signed clients. They have a team. You want to get very tangible with like what they're doing. Do they have a team already? Do they have a proven offer? And it's okay if they don't. Like if that's who you're working with, again, we'll make that part of your service to fix the offer, to help them produce content. But you have to get clear on this. And offers always change. That's something like you don't marry your offer. I've changed my offer countless freaking times. I've changed my offers so many times. And usually it's to end up making it like the most simple offer possible for the exact type of person I want to work with. I've worked with beginners. I've worked with a lot of different cases. And your offer is dynamic. It will always be fluctuating based on who you're working with, who are the main case studies you have, who have you found gets the best results. So don't tie yourself down to this. Don't get stuck on this. Come up with some tangible qualities that you actually want to do, okay? Who do you want to help? Like, just be honest. Who do you want to help? Who do you want to work with? Now, intangible character traits are just as important. Imagine that you signed a client that ticked off every tangible quality that you had. But this client that you signed has a huge ego. They don't want to do their work. They don't want to listen to you. They think that that they are your boss. That is a terrible client. And I've worked with a couple nightmare clients in my life. It is something I wouldn't wish on like my worst enemy. It sucks. Okay? Nightmare clients suck. Do not work with nightmare clients. Don't accept them. If they want to throw $5,000 at you and you could tell based on how the sales call's been going that they're going to push you around. They're going to ask for more. They're going to charge back. They're going to have a big ego. Don't sign them. You don't have to. Just don't sign them. And here are some examples of intangible qualities for your dream client. They're humble. They could be respectable. They're willing to learn. They're willing to invest into their business. They're not scared to spend money on ads. They have an abundant mindset. They want to leave a real impact on the world with their product or service. And what I want you to do is based on everything we just talked about, right? The fact that we want to get clear on exactly kind of the sub niche that we're focusing in. We want to get clear on everything about them, exactly who they are. Like describe that dream client to me. What do they look like? What do they freaking eat? Like everything about them, everything about their business. Do they have a CRM? Do they have a sales team? We describe all of that in our tangible qualities, in intangible, and we understand that we should be going up market. Okay? This doesn't mean go up market right away. It depends on your case studies right now, the results that you've gotten, your expertise and knowledge, okay? With that being said, I want you to go do something right now. Open up the worksheet right below this module, and you'll see the first section, okay, which is the dream client section. And in there, I want you to write the tangible and intangible qualities for your dream client. But I also want you to write the tangible and intangible qualities for your nightmare client. It's usually simply the opposite of what you put for your dream client, but go in depth, okay? Really figure it out. That way, in your messaging, in the videos you make, in the content, everything like that, we only speak to the dream client and we repel the nightmare client. With that being said, these are your 2 action steps. Again, go open up the dream client avatar section of the worksheet and complete it. And once you have completed that, complete that first, move on to the next module so that we could go back, as I said at the beginning, and fill in your offer one-liner. Right now, we're only this far deep. We're going to go over point A to point B transformation in the next one, and so I'll see you there. Alrighty, let's talk about your A to B transformation, okay? So we understand by now, if you watched the previous module and you did the worksheet, and if you haven't, pause this video, go do that. You understand now who your dream client is and you have it written down. Our A to B transformation exercise is to figure out your ideal client's current situation when they pay you money and the end result, the B point that we're selling, right? Point A, current situation, the pain, the problems that they're in when they pay you money. And point B is the end result to solve those problems and pains that they have. Very simple. End result is point B, current situation is point A. For now, we're not concerned about the in-between though, right? We're not concerned on how we get people from point A to point B. That is the purpose of the instruction manual module. But again, we're not focused on the in-between, on how you're going to get them to the end result. We simply want to define what that end result is clearly, okay? Because without this, we don't know where we're taking our clients. We don't know where the end destination is. We don't know how to build our service kind of reverse engineered to that state. So as you know, right here, we have our offer one-liner. And as you can see, I put a little mark right here because by the end of this module, you're going to have this section filled out. I help blank dream client, which should already be done, go from point A to point B. So again, we covered niche already, fill this out. Now, in order to fill out point A to point B, I'm going to give you some examples. So here's an example of point A to point B transformations. I help consultants stuck at 10K a month go from inconsistent sales calls to packing out their calendar with hot leads. Okay? This isn't us mentioning a unique mechanism or how we're going to do it for them or without the things that they hate or our guarantee or our time frame or anything like that. We're simply stating here, right? Right here we have the niche / dream client. So this is the niche. I'll underline the niche. Same thing with this one. I help agency owners. This is the niche, the dream client, go from being stuck on sales calls to building a sales team to scale. This right here in bold is your A to B transformation. This means that the people you're working with, when they pay you money, they are stuck on sales calls. That is the issue. The end result that they are paying you to achieve is to build a sales team to scale. Anything in between is the actual service, the milestones we're hitting, the instruction manual, everything like that. You just have to get clear on what this transformation is. Okay? Here's another example. I help online trainers, people that run an online, coaching, training business, go from struggling to signing clients to getting 10 new clients. I'm doing this here bare minimum. This is no time frame, right? We're going to add this onto the offer here in a second, where we could say, hey, I help online trainers go from struggling to sign clients to getting 10 new clients in 90 days guaranteed or your complete money back using my new Facebook training system without having to send cold DM. Like that's the whole entire offer one-liner. We're just doing this. Now, here's where there's like a spectrum, because on one end, we have these offers, which are very simple. This is where you're going to directly help them make more money, either in the lead generation, lead nurture, or lead conversion process. But when we have something like content editing, it's a part of lead generation, but you have to attribute it back to them making more money. So even with web design, I'll give you an example there. But for this one, I help 7-figure CEOs, right? This is the niche, go from having no personal brand, right, to building a high value personal brand that, right, so that we could give them a so that they can scale their business. Okay? Do you see what I'm doing here? We have the niche right here. This is for 7-figure CEOs. One of the guys in the program right now at 25K a month as of recording this, Joseph, works with 7-figure, 8-figure CEOs. That's his niche. And this is his offer, basically. He helps 7-figure CEOs go from having no personal brand, right, point A, to building a high-value personal brand. That's point B. But point B doesn't have money attributed behind it. Right? Like we know that's his offer is to help them build a high value personal brand. Why? So that they can scale their business and get the end result of making more money. Because a high value personal brand, if that's all you're selling, what does that mean? Like, what is that going to get me? Okay. Here we have another more, I guess some people think it's a harder example with web design. I help 6-figure landscaping companies, this is the niche, go from point A, having a shitty website, okay, to an optimized landing page, right? To an optimized landing page so that they can increase their conversion rate and make more money. See that? So I need you to do this, right? If your offer is a very clear offer where you help people pack out their sales calendar, get them new clients, etc., you can make it simple like this, the A to B. But if it's to make them an optimized landing page, what does that mean? What does that do for me? You know what I'm saying? So in this example of web design, we have shitty website is where they pay you. Optimized landing page is what you give them at the end. But tell them why they need this so that they can increase their conversion rate and make more money. Very simple. Point 8, for clear definition here, is the current state of the client. What is their problem that they are going to pay you to solve? Now, this isn't their pain. This is for the end of our one-liner and to help us build a unique mechanism. We'll get to that right here. As a matter of fact, I'll hit that right now. Here's the agency owner example. So again, with the agency owner example right here, we go from being stuck on sales calls to building a sales team to scale. The problem the agency owner has is that they are stuck on sales calls and have a low closing rate. That is the problem. That is the point A. That is what they are paying you where they're at. But the pain, the thing that they're running away from, is spending 4 hours a day taking sales calls working in the business. This is how you could sell people emotionally. You could sell B2B to really sophisticated buyers emotionally. Like if this agency owner's at $30K a month and he's still taking sales calls, he can make an emotional decision, to pay you because he doesn't want to spend 4 hours a day on sales calls. Same thing I've experienced with client success. If I have an agency owner, there's just an easy niche to use, right? And don't get confused. We're talking about us being agency owners, serving other agency owners, right? Let's say we're serving an agency owner and we're on a sales call and the agency owner tells us, hey, Christian, I just had clients drop off. I hate the model. Like I'm about to quit because I had clients churn. That's the pain. The problem as to why they're churning is because he doesn't have a good client fulfillment journey and service. So we could just whip up an offer and be like, oh, no worries, man. I could actually help you build a streamlined service to make sure that your clients don't churn so you can make more money. That's an example, difference between problem and pain. I'm actually going to explain pain further right here just so you understand. You need to understand the deepest, darkest problem that your client faces. Here's an example. If you lost your leg in a car accident, God forbid, right? You're going to get rushed to the emergency room and they're going to help you. When you walk into the emergency room, the hospital does not tell you how much your bill is going to cost. They're not like, wait, Christian, before you come in to fix your leg, it's going to be $10,000, okay? They don't tell you that. They fix the problem right away, right? They definitely don't guarantee that you're going to get your leg back. They don't give any money back guarantees. But you don't care when you come in to fix your leg about the price, the guarantee, the terms, the contract, etc. You just need to solve the problem you're running into, which is that your leg is freaking banged up. So we're not amputating legs, but if you could figure out the deepest, darkest problem that keeps your dream client up at night, they will pay you. And this is how people make world-class offers, make a whole lot of money, even though their business sucks. So figure out, what has your dream client tried in the past that hasn't worked, or what are they currently doing that isn't working? We do that by doing market research. So if you don't know enough about your market, DM them, talk to them, ask them, call them. List out all the pain points. If you've had a lot of sales calls, you've had a lot of conversations, list them out. And what you'll find is there are 1 to 3 main problems and pains that someone has that they're looking to solve you when they pay you. Figure out what these 1 to 3 problems and pains are and why they have it, and you're going to make a lot of money. For online coaches, as an example, one of the main problems they have is getting a solid lead flow to pack out their calendar with calls. The pain point is being stuck posting content every single day, praying to go viral. That is the pain. They're stuck every day making content for hours a day. You offer the opposite. The solution is the opposite. I help online coaches do, and then we'll talk about unique mechanism in the next module, do blank unique mechanism so that they never have to rely on organic content to get clients again, right? This is the end statement. And we'll get to that in a second again, right? But you need to understand the deepest problems that your dream client faces, because this will help you build the proper offer, build the proper unique mechanism. So just think of it like that. We need to find the deepest thing that keeps these people up at night, that doesn't let them sleep, that gives them freaking cold sweats, okay? Now, as definition for point B, the point B again is the end result that they deeply want. You don't want to lie here. This should be something that you know is possible or has been done before. It doesn't have to be tangible. Okay, so as we can see here, tangible, like make more money. Like, that's not tangible. Like, I don't know I'm going to make $100,000. It doesn't have to be 10 new clients. It doesn't have to be 20K a month, okay? Offers pivot all the time. So feel free to just experiment and learn as you go with this. You just need to fill out your point A to B, and hopefully I've done a good job explaining it. Some little bonuses here, right? That's the main of it. Fear. Understanding fear is crucial for your messaging, okay? Because you need to understand what is the consequence of your dream client not paying you. And I'm going to ask you that question. What is your dream client's ultimate fear? Do you know it? I'll give you an example. If your agency is at 10K a month, maybe for you, your ultimate fear is being stuck at 10K a month forever and never building a business that allows you to work on it instead of in it. That's a legitimate fear. I know I had that fear when I was at 10K a month. Understanding their ultimate fear is going to allow you to kind of ninja trick your way into kind of brainwashing them ethically, because we're selling a solution that works, right? Ethically brainwash them into buying our stuff, because they understand that, like, hey, if I don't buy your thing, I'm going to be stuck in this consequence forever. So when you combine fear with pain and with a clear transformation from A to B, you have a really strong offer. Another thing is a goal. So the North Star for every client that pays you money, it might not be like the 4-month goal that we guarantee, but having a general North Star, this is otherwise known as your company's mission statement. Again, this isn't something tangible, but it should be impossible to achieve with arm's reach distance close enough to allow you and your team to feel like you're making progress towards the North Star. So an example of, maybe, let's say your agency works with mobile car detailers. Our mission is to help every single mobile car detailer in the United States build a multiple 6-figure business and always have a packed out sales calendar. So it's like, is that impossible? Like, maybe, to work with every single one. But again, this is the mission to your company, and it should be congruent with your short-term 3-4 month, 6-month offer that you give to people, right? That's the short-term objective. Hopefully this makes sense. 2 action steps from here. Go to the worksheet, complete the A to B transformation section of the worksheet. Again, point A, where are they currently at, right? And where are you taking them? What is the point B that you're taking them to? Once you've done that, move on to the next module. We could keep this thing going. And yeah, we're going to be hitting on time frame and guarantees next. So that's going to be really fun. All right, let's talk risk reversals, timing and terms, and your pricing. So again, here we have our offer one-liner. And by now we've gone through dream client, point A to B transformation, and we're at the point where we're talking about in what time frame with what guarantee are we giving to our prospects. So this will be an entire section. Again, we go over time frame and terms, guarantee, and how much you should be charging. So the most important one by far in this section is your risk reversal, right? So we're going to be starting with that. Let's talk about guarantees here. So let's go ahead and dive into it, because this will be a fun one to cover. So a risk reversal, a guarantee, is the strongest component in your offer to increase the perceived likelihood of achievement, right? Right here we have Hormozi's value equation, which I think is the best part of his entire book. Again, if you haven't read this book, go pick it up. It's a non-negotiable for 99 cents on like Kindle or something. But we have dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay times effort and sacrifice. So dream outcome being the point B, the end result, the transformation that we're selling. The perceived likelihood of achievement is composed of 2 different factors. It is not just your guarantee. We're going to dive into that here in a second. Divided by time delay. How soon does it take for them to get to reach the goal? That's your time frame. Times effort and sacrifice. What's required on their end? A done-for-you offer is one of the most appealing offers in the entire market, because effort and sacrifice is so low. They really don't have to do much since you're doing stuff for them. That's why it's just naturally harder to sell coaching or consulting, and you need higher level of authority, which we're going to dive into, because effort and sacrifice is higher. They're going to be having to do things. So with that being said, let's dive into this. So the first thing we have are performance offers. Now, a performance offer is a pay after you get results offer. There's absolutely zero risk to the client that's signing up if you do a performance offer. And this is my recommendation. If for whatever reason you're below 10K a month, you really should be doing a performance offer. If you don't have many case studies, if you don't have a high level of authority, performance offers make the offer truly a no-brainer. okay? Because there's absolutely zero risk on the client's end. They are not paying you a dime. The only thing they're risking is their time. We're going to get into that right now because an example of a performance offer is a 30-day free trial working together. And we use offers like these when we don't have many case studies, and it's a good way to get a quick influx of clients so that you can grind for good case studies to be able to turn around and start charging a whole lot of money. It's extremely easy to sign clients with this offer, even with zero content posted online. So if you have no content, if all you have, like I'm going to break this down for you. This is the fast track to your first 5 clients. If you're restarting your offer or something happened that you're in here because you're not scaled up, with no content posted, if you're restarting an offer or building from the ground up, again, this is the fast track. You do cold DMs and you give them a short VSL with your no-brainer performance offer, free trial offer, and then you lead to a call, you close them, you get results, you get paid after you get results. Say, hey, it's been 30 days, we got you this many clients, let's continue, right? And if your service is good, they will want to continue. If your service is bad, that means that they will churn and you're going to have to improve your service and continue bringing on free clients. Because if somebody's worked with you for 30 days and they don't want to sign up, it's because your thing sucks, okay? That's just the brutal truth. And so until someone's willing to pay you based off the work that you've done, it's really hard to be asking for money. But once you get results, you get paid after, and then you get a good case study out of it. You then do a pay as you get results offer, okay? So this could be like a performance offer as an example. So, hey, we're going to charge $30 for every call that you book. And then what happens when you do this is you sign more clients, again, zero risk offer. You make more money since you're now good at what you do, since you hustled through those free trial clients. You hit your first 10K month. This is like the full cycle, guys, to 50K a month. You then get a shit ton of case studies because you have all these people on performance deals. And then you start posting valuable videos, which really you should be posting videos the entire time. There's zero reason, even if you have no experience, as to why you shouldn't be making content online. So you right now have no excuse if you're not posting on YouTube. So you post valuable videos sharing how you're getting the results you're getting, and then you could start charging a shit ton of money for your services and get freaking rich. That's a performance offer. Again, you start with this when you don't have many case studies, you don't have content online. This is how you get a quick influx of clients. But let's talk about a pay as you get results offer. So this is another type of performance offer, another zero risk offer to a client. And instead of it being a pay after you get results, like a free trial, you get this short period of time into my service, you're going to pay as you go. So as you close deals, as you get appointments, as you get leads even, I know some people do that. In examples like, hey, you're going to pay me $30 for every call that I book. Now, there's 2 frames for performance offers, and this is so crucial to understand. We work completely for free for you just so we can gain some experience. Okay, a lot of people have this pitch. Hey, I just want to work for free for you because I'm brand new to running a marketing agency. It's like no competent business owner is going to want to give you a chance because a good business owner doesn't want someone that sucks. So that's the first frame, and that's where people mess up. The second frame that we want to be using, this is the one we want to be using, is you tell them, hey, we don't charge anything up front because we are extremely bloody confident in what we do. And just to be transparent, we know that what we do works. And if you make money before paying us, you'll want to continue after. So, and then here's the pitch, right? For the free trial and for the pay per lead, pay per call, pay per close. For the free trial, it's so with that being said, again, we're confident in what we do. We know that what we do works. And if you make money before paying us, you'll want to pay us after. So it's the first 30 days for zero upfront, and you aren't tied down to anything after the 30 days are up. If we do a terrible job, you could leave. But if we get the results, I'll know that we'll get together. We could then discuss payment after to continue with the service. Does that sound fair? Yeah, that sounds extremely fair. You notice how not once do we mention that this is free. People hate free stuff. YouTube videos are free, and people don't do anything with YouTube videos, the majority of them. Option B, if you're doing the pay per, as you get results, pay per appointment type of thing. So it's only $30 for every call that we book you. Does that sound fair? A very easy offer. In order to figure out how much to charge per call or per appointment or per views that you get, you need to figure out the client's LTV and reverse engineer it. So if the client is selling a 5K product and you're generating the leads for him via the DMs and booking the calls, he would happily pay $50 to $100 for a qualified call. So like if I had someone come to me with this offer and they positioned it in frame 2 where they know what they're doing, they're extremely confident in what they do, and they're like, hey, Christian, we'll, sell your coaching program, and we'll give you you just have to pay us $50 for every qualified sales call that we bring you. I'd be like, okay, sounds fair enough, right? Because the ROI is there. And okay, so looking back at frame 2 versus frame 1, right? We got the newbie here, the guy that really nobody wants to work with except for beginner business owners, versus frame 2. Frame 2 is simply a stronger frame. Clients might not take you serious if you go with frame 1, or you're going to attract people that have a terrible business. So think about it. No serious business owner is going to waste his time and opportunity cost on you to run his ads, his emails, do his DMs, do his content. Instead, he'll hire a killer. Like, I will not hire you if you're coming to me out of empathy because you're 16 years old and you just want to gain some experience. I want to make money. I want to grow my business. I want to leave a bigger impact. I'm not taking my chance on you. I will take my chance on the guy that just wants to prove how good his thing is and does it, is completely reversing the risk on me. Okay. So again, we have those 2 frames for the offer. So this is just repetitive. You understand the idea. We don't charge anything up front because we're confident in what we do. As a matter of fact, you get 30 days to serve another new regular sales call, and that will get us to payment. Continue. All right, next we got the money back guarantee. So this is where it gets fun, okay? Once you start charging money up front, this is a pay before you get results offer. We only give a money back guarantee when we have some level of authority. I'm going to cover that right now. This is the most important concept that you need to understand about charging money and getting people to buy your stuff. If you haven't gotten the result that you're selling for someone else or provide value showing that you are competent enough, it is unlikely a client will ever pay you up front. Again, if you haven't gotten the result that you're selling for somebody else or have shown in videos that you are competent, you know what you're doing, you know that your thing works, people could see the energy, the aura that you have in your videos, and they could tell that you know what you're doing, or that you don't know what you're doing. It'll be hard to get someone to pay you up front if you have neither of those. Why? Even if you have a good money back guarantee, they have the risk of you not refunding them if you don't get them the result, right? So if they don't trust you, why would they trust that you're going to actually give them the money back? In order for someone to take out their credit card and pay you money, they should expect to see a 5 to 10x ROI from their investment. I see this mistake all the time, right here. If you charge $5K to run ads and that's it. If you just charge $5K to run Facebook ads and you tell them that you're going to help them close at least one deal, and let's say the client's LTV for their product or service is $5K, right? So it's a complete, just like cancellation. They pay you $5K, they're going to make $1K, or they get a full refund. It will not work because nobody wants to put $1 in and get $1 out, right? They're not making an ROI. What will work? If you charge $5K to do a mixed offer, which is refining their offer, running their ads, helping them with the setting and sales so that they could sign 10 new clients in 4 months, which would be a $50K LTV for the client. Or if you don't reach that, they'll get a full refund. It will work. Here's the if, you have the correct authority level. Let me explain this because I've been teasing it to you. If Alex Hormozi offered to help me take my business to $50 million, I'd pay him whatever he asked without a guarantee, without knowing the terms, without knowing the structure, how many calls I get. It won't matter. And it's due to his level of authority. But if he never posted content online, I would be hesitant. I would need a guarantee. But through his valuable content, he's made the perceived likelihood of achievement of working with him so incredibly high that I would beg for him to help me. I'd be like, dude, you've built a $100 million company. Like, help me, please. I don't care what it takes. It's quite literally like a video game, and Alex Hormozi has hacks. So he's hacking, and he's better than everybody else that's competing with him. Simply because his authority level is so freaking high by posting valuable. You see how it's underlined and bolded right here? It has to be valuable. It has to be good content online. So if all we could do is take an extremely small portion of that hack that he has, we could increase our authority level and not need to rely so heavily on a guarantee to sign clients. What I'm trying to say here, to summarize, is in order to increase perceived likelihood of achievement, which is what gets people over the fence because they agree that it will work and they agree they will see a 5 to 10x huge ROI by investing in you. Number one, we need to increase our authority level through valuable content and case studies. Okay? So valuable content, showing that we're competent, showing our system, showing how it works, logically selling them on why it makes sense to use your thing, and showing them case studies on how we've done it for other people. When you have this level of authority, you don't need to rely on a guarantee to sign clients because the perceived likelihood of achievement is already there. They perceive that they will achieve the result that you're selling due to the evidence at hand being other people having done the thing and you presenting so much information on YouTube that it is improbable that you don't know what you're doing. Now, number two, to increase perceived likelihood of achievement, is give a great risk reversal guarantee on either a performance basis or where they make a clear return on investment, again, 5 to 10x ROI, or they do not pay. So the moral of the story is there is zero reason for you not to have a risk reversal on your offer. It could make your life a whole lot harder. Like, there's no downside to a guarantee. Now, what I will add is this kind of keynote right here. If your guarantee or risk reversal does not scare you, it is not enticing enough. Clients need to see a 5 to 10x ROI on paper to easily pay you up front. It has to scare you a little bit. You have to get on that call and tell them your offer, tell them your guarantee, and get them to pay. And then you kind of get a little bit scared, like, hey, am I going to have to refund them? And as long as you're not going to go completely broke because you do this, it's going to make it easier to sign clients. Now, I will add, there's clients that really don't have a guarantee and are able to scale. The only way that's possible is through an incredibly unique mechanism or incredibly new opportunity and with an increased authority level. I would say the only two things more important than a guarantee or risk reversal is A, you need to have authority. Okay, if you have authority, if you're an Alex Hormozi in your industry, you don't need a guarantee. Okay? That's the first way to not need to use guarantees. What's the second way? Having an extremely unique mechanism. Something people have never even heard of before. A unique mechanism or a new opportunity increases the perceived likelihood of achievement so much because it's something that they haven't tried before. And when it's something they haven't tried before, everybody's looking for that new shiny thing. And so they'll bet on you and they'll say, hey, I'll pay you $5,000 because I haven't done these YouTube ads. See what I'm saying? So it's a combination of both. And to summarize, again, if you're kind of at the beginning, you don't have much content on YouTube, you don't have many case studies, I would go with a performance offer, either a free trial or pay per appointment, pay per lead, pay per closed deal model. And one thing I need to add here, I absolutely need to add this, and all of you need to hear this, is with guarantees, you have to test. So this is just coming straight off the top, and it's so important to all of this stuff. I can't tell you what guarantee to use, right? I can give you examples, getting 10 new clients guaranteed, getting 1 million views, right, for your business guaranteed, adding $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue guaranteed, all these like tangible stuff in order to help them, grow. Those are good guarantees, but ultimately it comes down to the market. And so the best way to test this, everything we're going to be going through here, timing, terms, pricing, it comes down to testing, doing 30 sales calls and seeing if they're not getting over the fence because your guarantee is not strong enough. Moral of the story, increase your authority level. Like, what do you do after watching this risk reversal module? I got you, okay? Increase your authority level. So start posting 3 YouTube videos a week, non-negotiable, guaranteed. You have to freaking do it. Post case studies everywhere. So post valuable videos, post case studies everywhere. And on top of that, add in some form of a guarantee where they see a 5 to 10x ROI. So it's like, hey, we charge you $4,000. We're going to make you freaking $40,000 or you don't pay. This works. Just freaking works. So that's it for the risk reversal. Let's move on to timing and terms. And hopefully you have a clear understanding of how guarantees work, when to use performance, when to use money back, etc. All right, so in this module, let's talk about timing and terms. We already run over a risk reversal and how to format your guarantee. Now let's talk about timing, stipulations, that type of thing. So in all reality, timing is very simple. Now, I do want to mention, if you think you already have timing figured out, I would stick until the end of this module because I do give you some really secret sauce when it comes to needing a guarantee versus not. So I would stick all the way to the end for that. But some industry standards when it comes to timing are 3-month packages, 4-month packages, 6-month packages. I remember when I was starting my agency, I actually offered a 12-month service just to get my first couple of clients, and I gave them an incredibly low price, and it worked for the first couple guys. For some clients, that was too long of a time commitment, and I totally see that. But one thing I do want to mention is that some people teach, or some people do, month-to-month contracts, and I don't recommend it whatsoever, right? 30 days is usually not long enough to see the result of any marketing campaign. So if you're running ads for people, if you're sending DMs, if you're making content, remember this principle. And for your own business as well, it normally takes 30 to 90 days to see the results, the true effect of any new marketing campaign. So not only does this apply to your business when you're starting cold DMs, when you're starting content, but it applies to your clients' businesses as well. So understand that. I would go for the bare minimum of 3-month agreement. My sweet spot has always been 4 months. Like, I like 4 months. For some agency offers, 6 months works really well. Ultimately, timing comes down to testing in the same way guarantee comes down to testing, pricing comes down to testing. So many things come down to testing, but I could give you kind of the best tips and things like that. If your offer is to get somebody 10 new clients, if it's to get them 1 million views, if it's to get them 90 booked calls, you need to run the numbers to figure out what inputs are required and realistically how long it will take, accounting for some variables. So here's an example. Let's say that your niche is working with other agency owners. And let's say that you help them sign 10 clients guaranteed, or they don't pay, by unique mechanism of just sending cold DMs. We're going to reverse engineer the number required in order to help them sign 10 clients and the time it will take to get there, while still having some extra time left over to make sure we hit our guarantee. So I want to give you a note here. You'll fully map this out when we go to like the delivery section of the program, where we talk about like the exact timeline, day 1 of onboarding a client, day 7, day 30, etc. But let's say, for numbers' sake here, to figure out for this example offer how long he should offer his program for. Let's say the first 7 days of bringing on an agency client, what you do is you refine their offer for them. So you give them a refinement when it comes to their guarantee, their dream client, everything that we cover here in this program. Let's say that's what you do when you first get onboarded. You connect softwares, get access to everything, etc. Let's say within 14 days, the DM campaign is live and you're sending 200 DMs a day for your client. And let's say it takes 30 days to fully ramp up and scale to 1,000 DMs a day across multiple accounts once they're all warmed up, etc. So with these numbers here, a month in, you're sending 1,000 DMs a day at a 5% positive response rate would be 50 interested leads per day. So I'm just accounting after month 1. Let's say month 1 is really to just get everything tested out, set up. Ideally, we want to get them results in month 1. But for this example, let's say it takes a month to get everything set up. We'd be getting 50 leads a day, booking bare minimum of 5% of interested leads onto a call would be 2.5 calls per day, or 50 calls per month. Let's say from those 50 calls, we get a 60% show up rate. That would be 30 sales calls actually taken by your client. If they're able to close 30%, that would be 9 clients closed, okay? So this is what will happen in a perfect world, right? Underlined perfect world, because things come up, positive response rate doesn't hit, accounts get banned, offer needs to change, etc. This is what would happen in a perfect world in 60 days for your client. You want to give an additional 30 to 60 days of what I call like putting out fire time. This is time that we could spend to fix KPIs that aren't getting met, to fix problems that come up. Accounts, again, can get banned, offer might need to change, sales needs to get improved because close rate is low. You get the idea. So back to our offer one-liner here, at least what we've gone into. I help dream client go from point A to point B in blank time frame with blank risk reversal. An example of this offer that we've crafted is I help agency owners at 5 to 30K a month, right? This is dream client plus point A. Sign 10 high-ticket clients, and 10 high-ticket clients, that's point B, that's what we're selling, in 90 days. So you see, in a perfect world, we get this client 10 clients in 60 days. We're going to give ourselves 30 extra days, so we're going to say in 90 days guaranteed, or they do not pay. That's an example of how we reverse engineer the timing. Ultimately, it comes down to you bringing on clients and just seeing actually how long it takes to get them the result, and then kind of averaging out, giving yourself a little wiggle room. But that's pretty much it when it comes to timing. So general, like baseline is between 3 to 6 month contracts. Now, when it comes to terms, so this is one thing I see a lot of people have like different opinions on. It's adding stipulations to your contract to protect you from getting screwed by clients. I've had this for my own agency. I've had stipulations, but for the above offer, you could apply these different stipulations. The client must send their offer one-liner to you within 24 hours of starting. The client must attend every weekly one-on-one kind of check-in call. The client must record their VSL and post it. The client must post on YouTube 2 times a week. Client must buy the Instagram accounts when asked. Client must attend every sales call on the calendar. Client must record sales calls for review. If you have a ton of stipulations, this might scare the client off if the only reason why they're signing up is for the guarantee. Most people signing an agreement will not even read much of it, so they won't even see the stipulations. And if they want a refund, they are going to freaking get a refund. Like, it's so hard to scam people nowadays, which is a good thing, because you could just charge back like anything, right? So if they truly are unhappy with your service, they'll charge back. Like, they will get their money back, okay? And the ones that do read the stipulations might be turned off by it. So what I want to tell you in regards to stipulations here is, for like, you don't need them, honestly. Like, if you're going to give a guarantee, I would roll with no stipulations until you get screwed over one time. If you get screwed over one time, you could add in stipulations in order to cover yourself. But until then, I'd really kind of give your clients, your prospects, a position where they feel like they could take advantage of you. That sounds really wrong, but when you think about it, it makes it such a stupid no-brainer for the client to pay you and sign up. And like, that's good, just to get money in the door. But here's the overarching point I want to drill into you, and this is what I told you about staying until the end. If a client needs a guarantee in order to work with you, they're more than likely going to be a terrible client. 99% of the time, I could watch your sales call, analyze the prospect, look at their responses and their objections, and assume whether or not that client will succeed. And I will be right. I'll look at your sales call, and I could tell by what the client says whether or not they will be a good client. Because if they're looking for a worst case scenario, if they're looking for, what if this happens, or what if this doesn't work, or they're solely backing on the guarantee, they're solely signing up to try your guarantee. They're saying, hey, I really don't trust you, John, but your guarantee is impeccable. It's amazing, and there's no risk to me, so I'm just going to freaking do it. They will probably suck to work with. Like, that's the honest truth people don't talk about when it comes to guarantees. And I don't think you're here to build a business that you end up hating. So what we have found is that the absolute best clients in the world are the people that didn't even ask for a guarantee. Like, you'll notice this, even if you have a guarantee, your best clients on the sales call didn't ask for it. They didn't ask to read the guarantee terms in the contract. Like, they believed in the process you were selling them. These people are confident. This is like the line right here. These clients, the best clients, are confident that they will make the process work. In the same way how when you bought and invested into joining this program, the way that you will become a great client is by making it work. Making all the stuff that I give you. Doing the action. Making it work. Those are the clients that crush in here. The clients that don't are like the, let me test it out. Let me see if it works. Right? It's just a truth with anybody that succeeds or doesn't. I've noticed it. The good clients and bad clients, I can tell that good clients have like what I call the it factor. Like, they have it. I don't know how to explain it, but they're witty. They're relentless. They take action. They make the thing work because problems come up no matter what you're doing. Whether you're in Spartan Scaling, whether you're servicing your own client, problems come up. So really try to work with the best clients. And if you're kind of starting off, you're not like really known in your industry, you might have to bring on some bad clients, or not bad, but maybe not ideal dream fits, just because you really can't turn down the business. But I will warn you that bad clients can ruin your business. Somebody could go and pay you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and they could take up more time. Like the opportunity cost of spending so much time working with them, fixing their problems, getting on calls, customer support, and like they're just so bad and shitty clients, they'll suck up more time, energy, and money than what they paid you. But I will stress this. This is the magnitude of importance of our content and authority. It is so unbelievably important to shift limiting beliefs before they buy so they can become clients that are confident that they will make the process work. This means that before they buy your thing, they have to be bought into your process itself and then want to be willing to make it work. You don't want it to be a situation where you mousetrap them, you use some like sales technique to get them to pay you. But when they pay you, they're still not completely sold on the process. So they're like, let me see if it works. If you have somebody with that mentality, it will not work for them. Because the second a problem comes up, they're like, oh, I told you so. I told you it didn't work, right? So that's kind of my little rant there. And in order to solve this, I want you to keep going through the offer stuff, but we have a final module here called Niche of One. And that's where I go into depth about like limiting beliefs, neutral beliefs, aligned beliefs, and how to get these people aligned so they could be great clients and actually pay you. The point is I wouldn't worry too much about stipulations. If you're getting screwed over, you could add them into your contract. When it comes to timeline, 3 to 6 months is kind of the sweet spot. And again, reverse engineer how long it takes you in order to do that. But yeah, with that being said, move on to pricing so you could see kind of our philosophy around pricing, and I'll see you in the next module. Okay, so when it comes to pricing, I have a pretty controversial opinion. I don't believe that you should be using an MRR offer if you're under 30K a month. Under 30K a month, you should be charging a large amount upfront under a long-term contract. Because when you charge 5K, 7K, 10K upfront, this leads to collecting more cash upfront, which leads to allowing you to invest into more top-of-funnel marketing assets and collect a higher ROAS upfront. You get more cash when you put $1 in. You get 10 out if you're charging 10 grand. If you're charging $1,000 a month, you get $1 back, right? If you're spending $1,000, you get the idea. You collect more cash up front, you have more cash in the bank, and under 30K a month, all you need is cash in order to scale. Also, another thing that comes with this is you're going to have the money to invest into team members that are going to get your clients even better results than you can yourself. And this becomes a cycle, right? When you get team members and your clients are getting amazing results, you get case studies. You document those case studies, you show them on YouTube, and then you get more clients. More clients leads to more case studies, etc., and it becomes a cycle. Also, when you charge more upfront, you have clients way more bought in. Clients who pay more attention. This means that they're going to do the work that's required on their end and take your partnership seriously when they take that immediate hit and pay you 5K, 10K, etc. So again, instead of charging someone 2K a month for 7 months, why not charge 7K for 4 months? The worst case, if you pitch 7K, is that you could just say, like if they say, hey, I can't do the 7K up front, I can only do it monthly. It's like, no worries. That used to be my price anyways, right? Now, if you're just transitioning from a performance offer to an upfront offer, start with a price where you have enough conviction on sales calls to know that it is an absolute steal for the client. When I was working with realtors and I was starting off and switching from performance, I charged $3,000 for 6 months working together with a really solid money back guarantee. I was able to sign a ton of clients and have a ton of money in the bank early on. That allowed me to improve my delivery, get hires, and start charging more as I got more case studies. It's a very simple cycle. I can't tell you exactly how much to charge. You have to look at the market, look at what your competitors are charging, and start somewhere around there. Ideally, given that you're using a mixed offer and you have way more elements to it, you're helping them with way more things in the funnel and actually getting them amazing results, we want you charging between 5K and 10K. Okay, but you want to slowly, incrementally kind of make your way up because you never want to decrease prices, you always want to increase. Right? So if you start at 3K for 6 months, you collect 3K up front, next client could go 3,500 and then 4K, 4,500, 5K. All the way up until 10K, and you'll see a slow, like, diminishing return there, where maybe you sign more clients at 8K than you do at 10K. And so it makes more sense to charge 8K than it does 10, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Again, just make sure that whatever you charge, your clients see at least a 5 to 10x ROI from, given the time frame that you're working with them, and that you have a really solid money back guarantee. So with that being said, what I would do in order to test this, by the way, is take between 20 to 30 sales calls and look at your conversion rate. If you're closing under, I would say like 20%, you definitely don't want to increase your prices. If you're closing less than 20% of deals, you might want to decrease your prices a bit. Okay? If you're closing calls effortlessly, you could start to increase the price. As you build up more authority through your content, right? Level of authority. It's a key factor of all of this. Now, I have an action step for you, right? I don't have it written down here. Here's the action step for you. I want you to go down below, open up the worksheet, and I want you to fill this in. I want you to fill in on your offer one-liner. What I want you to do is I want you to add in the time frame and risk reversal. So come up with the time of your service working together with the client right now, and come up with your guarantee. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to go take action, implement it, finish this offer one-liner, test it in the market, and then we iterate from there, right? The whole point of these modules is to refine your offer. It's not the only offer we're ever going to build. So do that. Make sure you also put in your price somewhere in that worksheet. It's not going to be part of your one-liner, but make sure you put your price in there. And then once you've done that, you put that in the worksheet. Don't move on until you've done that. Then move on to the next module where we're going to be covering unique mechanisms, new opportunities, etc. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. Let's talk about unique mechanisms and new opportunities. So we have our offer one-liner here again, and we're focusing right here. What is the unique thing? What is the new thing that we're offering? This is arguably one of the most important offer modules because a unique mechanism or new opportunity could change your business forever. It could get people to buy like you're selling freaking hotcakes, and it's so important that you really understand what this is so that you not only make one right now, but you understand how to pivot and how to make new ones going into the future so you could just level up as an entrepreneur. So basic terms here, foundations when it comes to this stuff. A unique mechanism or new opportunity is when you package up your offer to seem like something your dream client hasn't tried or seen before. Again, humans love things that are new and different. And that's why shiny object syndrome destroys most entrepreneurs, because we love to go find that new and different thing. Now, who's that in benefit of? The person that is selling the new and different thing. This has happened to me. You know, when I was sending outreach, I was in this emotional cycle of change. That's why I have this graph here, right? Hormozi talks about this. But when you start something new, you have uninformed optimism. You're like, hey, this thing's going to be freaking great. I can't wait to do this. And then once you start the thing, you get uninformed pessimism, right? You realize, oh, there's so many problems and fires. I just like, this thing sucks. You're a pessimist about it. But as you stick through it, right? The variable down here is time, right? As you stick through it, you get through stage 2 into what's called the valley of despair. Given enough time, you go from, hey, this thing is green and shiny and new. There's no problems with it. This applies to like everything in business. To eventually uninformed pessimism, where you're like, hey, this sucks. This is the worst thing in the world. And it leads you all the way to the valley of despair, which is where you're in the most vulnerable spot in the world, right? You're in the most vulnerable spot in the world. It's so bad. Your emotional stage is terrible. But as you stick through it and you push through to success, you get to stage 4, which is informed optimism. Hey, I know all the problems and fires that come with this thing. I now know how to solve it. That's ultimately how you get to success and fulfillment. So the point is that a unique mechanism is actually unique, like in the word, and a new opportunity is something new, again, in the word. Here's a quote. I don't know who said this, but this is like the most important thing that I've like learned about business over the years when it comes to selling stuff. Better is not better. New is better. Again, better is not better. New is better. Something new, different, shiny, unique is more appealing and will sell more than something that is simply better than what the person has tried already. It's just human psychology, guys. So back to this emotional cycle of change, right? The market is cluttered with business owners who are entering the valley of despair. You have, people trying ads. They're like, hey, you know what? Let me start with ads. It just seems like such a great opportunity. I could put $1 in, get $5 out. Like, this is perfect. This is exactly what my business needs. And as they put some time into it, they get to stage 2, which is, again, uninformed pessimism. They say, oh my God, ads suck. I wasted thousands of dollars. I didn't see any ROAS. I just burned my money on fire. Ads is the worst thing in the world. And that's when they hit the valley of despair. And they're like, dude, ads does not work. Okay? And then they usually quit and repeat stages 1 to 3. And that's where you can come in and sell a stage 1 opportunity. Because you have all these people trying stuff and ending up in the valley of despair. Your offer should be the thing that they have uninformed optimism about. So it's like, hey, they've been doing ads during the valley of despair. Ads sucks. It's so hard. I have to test so many new ads. And then you come with your new offer and you're like, hey, you know what? We could actually do cold DMs and you don't have to spend a single dollar on ads. Can you imagine that? And then they're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. No money on ads and I can acquire clients at such a high return. Like, sign me up. So again, another example, if you've been doing cold email for 6 months and you just haven't been able to crack it, you're probably between stage 2 and 3. Oh my God, cold email sucks. You're entering the valley of despair. You're like, this will never work. And then maybe you saw my cold DM acquisition system and you're like, hey, you know what? This is the uninformed, optimistic thing that I need because I'm in so much pain from doing cold email. Right? If I had no guarantee or no, new shiny name for my cold DM strategy, it doesn't matter. That person in this example would still buy. Because the valley of despair, pain is a very painful place. Can you imagine? Obviously, right? But we avoid pain. Avoidance of pain is the largest driving factor for action. Avoiding pain is more of a driver than goals and dreams. Like, we, just as humans, we go to avoid pain. We prefer avoiding pain than hitting our dreams and goals. So use that to your advantage. Use this psychology to your advantage when you're figuring out your offer and your unique mechanism. Okay? So I need you to understand that. Better is not better. New is better. Here's an example. KJ Rainey, he's a client here within Spartan Scaling. He's at a 7-figure run rate. Right now, as of recording, 2 weeks into the month, he's at $50K cash collected. At the core, he simply sells copywriting coaching. Like, that's it. That's all he sells. But that's not new or different. Right? That's not shiny. There's no unique mechanism there. There's countless people in the valley of despair that have been doing copywriting for months or years that would pay thousands of dollars for something new or different. So what he decided to do was to pivot his offer to helping people become digital persuaders instead of copywriting. This is a term that he actually coined, and we'll get into the different types of unique mechanisms that we could be using. But this is an example of a new opportunity that nobody else in the market has seen. Now he's taking market share at an incredible rate. And if any of his competitors try teaching digital persuasion, it will not work because now the market associates digital persuasion with KJ. Makes sense, right? So this is a perfect example. He went from just being another copywriting coach to selling this new opportunity that all these people haven't tried. They're stuck. They're, uninformed, pessimist. They're in the valley of despair because they've been doing copywriting for all this time. And he's like, hey, you could become a digital persuader. Learn the art of persuasion and sell with it. And that's how he's been able to scale so rapidly. So this is an example with coaching, but I want to get into the actual difference between unique mechanisms and new opportunities, right? So it's kind of one and the same. I just have my own separate kind of definitions for both. A unique mechanism is something different in the market. It's something different about your funnel. So it's not like what you're selling is something new that people haven't seen before. You're just packaging up what you're selling in a unique, right? In a unique way in order to get people to want to try it, want to buy into it. So a unique mechanism puts a spin onto the typical offers that the respective market sees. So if you're offering, here's a really cool example, and I'm sure we're going to get down to this later, but I just saw an ad from a kid running an agency. They've scaled up to like $100K a month, and his offers to help solar companies. He's going to build a cold calling team for the solar company to get more clients. And here's his unique mechanism. He doesn't say like, hey, we're going to build a cold calling team for you. He says, hey, we're going to build a virtual door knocking team for you. All that he's doing is getting cold callers, but he calls it a virtual door knocking team to stand out. That's an example of a unique mechanism. It isn't something new. Cold calling teams aren't new, but he's just put a little spin onto it that makes all the difference. So this doesn't mean that you have to reinvent the wheel. You could have the same service as top competitors, but with your own unique spin, like the example I gave you. And some pros to using a unique mechanism is there's usually proof of concept in the market already. There's people already doing the same service as you. You don't need to change really much about your offer. The cons is that it will have to need a heavy guarantee and level of authority to get prospects sold on it. Okay? So in the same kind of fashion, a new opportunity is something completely new introduced to the market. And examples like KJ above, digital persuasion instead of just good, old-fashioned copywriting. You could argue that that is a unique mechanism in itself, but we're going to dive into this in a second. Some pros to having a new opportunity offer, it's extremely appealing. Like this is something new that's going to help them scale their business they've never seen before. And if you logistically and emotionally sell your new opportunity, they will buy into it. Cons is that with a new opportunity, it's usually not tested before by others in the market. You're usually kind of pioneering something new into the market and testing it out. And yeah, it takes a lot of logic and emotional selling in order to get prospects bought into something completely new. But this graph is going to explain a lot. So we have this Venn diagram here, right? And I want you to picture this. This is your entire niche, the whole entire market of your niche. And within your niche, you have hundreds of what we call subsections, right? And in this example right here, in this Venn diagram, we only have 3 subsections. Each subsection in your niche has a certain set of problems and symptoms of the current situation that they're in. I'll repeat that. There are subsections within your market that have their own unique set of problems in current situation. Creating the best unique mechanism or new opportunity comes down to understanding your dream client to a freaking pulse. Like I just said, there are hundreds of these subsections within your niche. Different problems, different current situations. We need to position our offer to a certain subsection so that it could be considered a unique mechanism or new opportunity. So just stick with me here. Let's say that our niche is online coaches as an example. Subsection 1, which would be this kind of subsection right here, the problem that subsection 1 has in the online coaching space is that they are busy sending cold DMs for hours every single day, and they can't predictably acquire clients. And their current situation is that they're using Facebook groups to send outbound in order to get these clients. Okay? That's subsection 1 in that market specifically. Here's subsection 2. Subsection 2 are struggling with wasting thousands of dollars on ads and can't get a good return on ad spend in order to scale. And their current situation is they're running ads themselves, or they have an agency that's running ads for them in order to acquire clients. Now, let's look at subsection 3. Again, there's hundreds of these. We're just using 3 as an example within the online coaching space. Problem 3 in subsection 3 is that they are relying on the algorithm to get them views in order to acquire clients, and they're unable to scale because they're relying on the algorithm. Their current situation is posting organically on Instagram and Facebook to acquire clients. Here's how to tie this all together. This is the best example I could give you. Your unique mechanism and new opportunity will only be unique or new to a certain subsection in your niche that hasn't seen or tried the thing you're selling before. It will not be unique or new to certain subsections, and that's okay. This is what people mean when they say, hey, the riches are in the niches. Like, have you heard that before? I'm sure you have. This is what we mean. Is there's certain subsections within your market that your thing will be extremely new or unique to them. And that's what gets them to buy. So we're going to go over each subsection right here in terms of a different new opportunity or unique mechanism for it. So subsection 1, remember the problem. They are doing cold DMs, they're using Facebook groups, and they're sending outbound messages. A new opportunity towards subsection 1 within the online coaching niche is to offer any paid ad service. Facebook, Google, TikTok, Pinterest, offer any paid ad service or offering a content service, like a short form content agency, long form content agency, etc. Why is this a new opportunity? Because this is something new that they haven't tried before, because they're sending outreach, they're only doing organic stuff. What's a unique mechanism for subsection 1? It's like, hey, remember, subsection 1 is sending cold DMs to acquire clients. A unique mechanism would be 1,000 cold DM a day system. So you're looking at them and you're saying, hey, you're spending all this time manually sending 50 DMs per day. I'm going to help you install 1,000 cold DM a day system. Another one, hey, you're busy sending cold DMs every day, just kind of pitching people. I'm going to show you and I'm going to do value-based cold DMs for you. You see how a unique mechanism is what they are already doing, packaged up in a new, shiny way, like the actual thing that they're already doing itself, to help them alleviate the pain they have. And 9 times out of 10, a new opportunity will beat a unique mechanism with like the context that we give it here. Because somebody sending cold DMs and struggling and has pain with it, they already associate cold DMs with pain. So you saying, hey, I'm going to improve your cold DMs will suck for them, right? So 9 times out of 10, a new opportunity is stronger. Here's another example with subsection 2. Remember, subsection 2, they are currently running ads to acquire clients and it's not working. They're wasting money. A new opportunity for subsection 2 would be offering cold DMs as a service to them. Again, say, hey, look, you're wasting all this money on ads. We could do outbound for you and you don't have to spend a single dime on ads. That's extremely appealing to someone that's suffering from just running ads and they can't crack it. They're wasting money. They're just freaking running out of capital. Another example would be offering a content service. You get the idea. A new opportunity is the opposite of what they're currently doing. A unique mechanism for subsection 2 would be, hey, you're doing Facebook ads. I'm going to show you how to use my YouTube ad system because YouTube's better. Hey, you're doing Facebook ads, subsection 2. I'm going to show you this new follower ad system on Instagram. So you get the idea. Same thing with subsection 3, right? Subsection 3 are people that are only posting organically. You say, hey, you don't have to post ever again organically and rely on the algorithm. I'm going to show you how to run ads to predictably acquire clients. I'm going to do outbound for you to consistently get leads every day. This is what people don't talk about. There's hundreds of these subsections within your niche, and you only need to crack one. You only need to crack one to get to 50, 100K a month. Okay? So figure out, look back at the clients you've already worked with. What subsection would you say they're in? What were they doing before working with you, right? If you look at our offer one-liner, what you'll notice is at the end of it, we have this. This is the without statement. So the without statement is the current situation, the problem, what they're doing in their given subsection. So again, let's say that we're focusing on subsection 1. Subsection 1, if I remember correctly, they're sending cold DMs. Yes, subsection 1 sending cold DMs. I hope this is making sense. Here's the example I'll give you. Again, we're working with online coaches. I'm going to give you an offer one-liner here so you could go fill it in and understand this for yourself. We're working with online coaches. We're helping them sign 10 clients guaranteed in 90 days or they get their money back. This whole first section. And since their pain, what they've tried or are doing that they hate is cold DMs, we're going to be offering an ad system. So our offer one-liner would sound something like this. I help online coaches stuck between 10 and 30K a month sign 10 new high-ticket clients in 90 days, guaranteed or they do not pay, by using a simple ad strategy to predictably get clients without ever having to send another cold DM again. This is how we get clear on our subsection and exactly our unique mechanism, what we're giving them, without having to do the thing that they're already doing and hate. I hope that makes a lot of sense because this is the most important part of new opportunities, unique mechanisms. Okay? So again, you get the idea. Here are some types of unique mechanisms or new opportunities. The first one is terminology. So if you've ever heard of becoming a growth operator, a growth partner, running an IPGA, all of these terms that gurus in like the agency consulting space use, they're all just spin-offs of like a regular done for you business, done with you company. But these entrepreneurs use these terms to create their own new opportunity within a saturated market, the same way how KJ decided to use digital persuasion instead of copywriting. It's just a spin on words, guys. That's what all these people are doing. They're just making up new words. They're selling the same thing. It's hilarious. But it works for them, and like all credit to them. It works because it's a new opportunity. And they deceive you to think, hey, I haven't tried this thing before. You have back again, right here. You have uninformed optimism. Hey, being a growth partner is the best thing. I have to do it because the agency model sucks. It's dead. A growth partner is the way to go. I know this is it. This is what's going to get me to the promised land. They pay the guru 4, 5, 10K, then they hit stage 2. Oh, growth partners suck. It's so much harder than I expected. They hit the valley of despair. And where do 99% of entrepreneurs go? Instead of sticking through it, whatever they bought into, they go back to stage 1 and they buy the next program. And this time it's IPGA. And then they repeat the cycle and repeat the cycle. So I really like, this is exactly what's going on. Here are some examples of terminology used to create a unique mechanism. Again, virtual door knocking team. That's the one I just told you about. That's a great use of terminology. It's like, we're not going to do cold calling for you. We're going to do virtual door knocking for your solar company. Outreach specialist. I call the VAs that send outreach in the program outreach specialist. It's just a spin on words, right? They're a VA at the end of the day. Here's another one. Automated listing system. I see a lot of people do this. They put like some fancy name that like nobody really understands what it is. I'm not the biggest fan of that personally. Like, instead of you coming up with some fancy name, the ultimate Facebook automated funnel system. Like to me, I wouldn't buy into something like that. Maybe I'm just biased. Maybe it works for you. By all means, right? I would rather you just come up with your new opportunity or unique mechanism as the opposite thing of what your subsection's currently doing. It is that simple. And there's every different type of subsection. Just speak to the people in one certain subsection. Only speak to them. Okay? The other type of unique mechanism or new opportunity is a funnel step. Steps of the funnel can be your new or unique thing. So it's like, hey, we're not only going to run your ads, we're also going to close the deal for you. Hey, we do your outreach and we double qualify the leads for you to ensure that you have qualified sales calls that close at 50+%. A lot of people do this, right? They have a certain step of the funnel that's unique or new. And again, we'll get into that here in the instruction manual, how maybe you could do this yourself with a certain step of the funnel that you help your clients with. But a funnel step is a different type. The third type is acquisition method. This is the most simple and effective one by far. Again, what I'm referring to before. Identify the main subsection that you are going after and package up your acquisition method as the new and unique thing for them to be using. In the niche of one section, we'll dive into how we throw rocks at what they're currently doing. You don't want to miss that module. I'm telling you, that is the most important thing when it comes to having correct messaging within your marketing. Now, one thing I want you to know is that your unique mechanism or new opportunity, it'll constantly change and evolve. You don't marry just one. You don't marry anything in business. That's why I keep saying that stuff. You simply don't. Like, I don't want you to get analysis paralysis here and say, oh, Christian, it's too hard to come up with one. Like, it's too stressful, whatever. We could spin up a new opportunity by simply only doing outreach to a subsection that is currently doing the opposite of what we want to do for them. So it is that simple. I mean, really think about it. This is one of the benefits of doing cold DMs. It's like, hey, let's say that you are offering cold DMs as a service. Like you say, like, let's say you're working with, I don't know, some B2B company and you're offering cold DMs as a service. We could only do outreach to people that we see or we assume are relying on content and or ads and say, hey, instead of you spending every day making content, hey, instead of you spending all this money on ads, I'll do cold DMs for you. Like, that right there is your new opportunity, unique mechanism. So don't get analysis paralysis here, right? It'll probably take multiple variations to finally get one that's good. That comes with anything. That comes with cold DMs. That comes with VSLs. That comes with videos. It takes a lot to get good and get something actually working. And that's okay. We expect that. So again, if you have a paid ads offer, we'll reach out to people posting organically and show them why they need to be using our system to acquire clients with ease. So hopefully you have a clear understanding of how to find again, you could go with any subsection, just pick one that you like. Pick one that's the opposite of what you offer. And only do outreach, only speak to that person in that subsection within your marketing. Okay? Understand the difference between unique mechanism and new opportunity. Unique mechanism, is something different in your funnel. So it could be you doing a new step in the funnel for them. It could be you putting a spin on what they're currently doing, having like an improvement offer. A new opportunity is something completely new that's introduced to the market. I hope you understand this graph as well, the emotional cycle of change. You understand how this works. I mean, this is really good to learn for yourself and your own business, but this is with anything. This is the psychology that we as humans follow. So understand this for yourself and understand this for your clients and your prospects, because this will help you sign more of them. And ultimately, I want you to remember that better is not better. New is better. Okay? I'll take that one to the grave with me. And finally, 2 action steps for you. Go down below, go to the worksheet and complete the unique mechanism section of the worksheet. Go ahead and complete that now. Don't move forward until you have completed that. And then you could go ahead and move on to the next module. And we're going to get this offer freaking ripping. I'll see you there. All right, let's cover creating your instruction manual. This will be everything that you need in order to have your client journey mapped out. And this will help you when you're making your VSL, when you're on sales calls, closing a prospect, when a prospect pays you and understands what's going to happen once, you guys actually start together. This is everything, right? Everything before this was focused on the offer one-liner. Now we're talking about the actual in-between. Okay, so again, by now you should understand your dream client, your A to B transformation, your guarantee, your time frame, your unique mechanism, the pain points you're hitting, the timing and terms, the pricing, like everything. You understand this already. And if you remember in the A to B transformation module, we clearly laid out where your dream client is, that's point A, and where you are taking them, that's point B. Now in this module, it's time to figure out how we're actually going to get them there, right? I want you to look at this here. I have 2 pens. This is point A. This is where they're at. Current situation once they paid you money. This is point B. The in-between, how are we actually going to get them there? That's what this module is for, okay? And I want to pull back up Hormozi's value equation here, because if you remember it, if we can decrease the time delay and effort and sacrifice to 0 for our clients, we would have the best offer in the world, okay? Like if they could get the result right away and they have to do absolutely nothing in order to scale their business, they would pay us a ton of money. We'll get all the market share. So we're going to get as close to that as possible while still allowing us to be able to scale, to be able to stay profitable, right? Because here's where we're going to dive into what actual mechanism you should use for each kind of milestone that we have to hit. So should we be doing done for you lead gen? Should we be doing done with you lead nurturing? What are we doing for our clients? That's what we're talking about here. So the actual instruction manual itself, it's the step-by-step milestones that your clients need to do to get to the end result that you are selling every single time. So what we're about to do together is number 1, we're going to create the step-by-step instructions that your clients need to do to get to the end result. And number 2, we're going to figure out how we're going to deliver on the instructions. So we're first going to make the instructions. Hey, the client needs to do this. They need to do this after. They need to do this, 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 and this. Once we have that established, we're going to go in and say, hey, we're going to help them with this. We're going to completely do this for them. We're going to teach them this part, etc. Okay? Hope that makes sense. So in order to start with these step-by-step instructions, for this section right here, the step-by-step instructions, I want you to step out of reality for a second. Put all like these limiting beliefs about what you can offer, put that to the side. All we need to do is clearly lay out the exact actions that have to happen for them to go from A to B. If you remember this diagram, this is your entire business, your client's business. It's lead gen, it's lead nurture, lead conversion, delivery, and retention. That's the entire business in a nutshell. And for any business you work with, you could use this diagram to help you see what the step-by-step milestone looks like that they need to hit. Again, after this, we're going to custom tailor it to your offer, to what service you're doing, to your unique mechanism. So here's an example. This is like overarching kind of points. Milestone 1, client has a world-class offer. 2, client has a lead generation system that turns strangers into interested prospects. Milestone 3, client has a lead nurture process to turn interested prospects into hot leads. Milestone 4, client has a sales process to turn hot leads into sales calls that show up and close. Milestone 5 is client has a retention system to upsell or resell clients in order to increase lifetime value. So most service-based B2B businesses fail because they only focused on one of these milestones and don't help at all with any other part of it that makes the whole system work. Client acquisition is a system. It's this whole process from lead gen to lead conversion is client acquisition. And if you only help with lead gen, if you only help with lead conversion, you're relying on the business to fulfill on the other aspects of the system. And that's what leads to poor client results. So I want to make it clear, the instructions that you're about to create will be the exact same for every client that comes in. We don't want to allow bad fits to work with us because those people will suck our time and our energy. Because again, if we custom tailor our instructions to a specific type of person within a specific subsection with a specific starting point, and we have somebody else come in with a completely different starting point, all these different problems, you're going to spend so much time and energy making it custom for them, you're not going to be able to scale. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually build a map right now. The same way I did it here and that I've done in my other offer structure, I'll show you here in a second. You could use Miro, a Miro board. You could use Lucid. You could use Gamma. You could use Canva. I don't care what you use, but just use some type of diagram, some visual in order to show your prospects and yourself what this looks like. But you're going to break down the exact funnel that you sell for clients all the way from A to B. Not only does this lay out the client journey for you, but again, it's something that you'll use in your VSL and you'll use this on your sales calls to clearly lay out the roadmap for clients. So I want to give you an example of instructions that I used for my Facebook ads agency for realtors. So point A of somebody coming in, I noticed that these were the people that were coming in and who I was attracting. It was realtors that had no CRM, realtors with a bad offer, they had an unpredictable lead flow, they had slow appointments, and they were barely closing deals, right? Looking back now, if I restarted, I would not be working with this type of point A realtor, but this is what it was. With that, I created my step-by-step instructions. Step 1 was to create an offer for a custom home list of homes for buyers in the area. This was my great offer for the realtors. Again, they had a bad offer. My step 2 was to create a funnel to collect the prospect's info via landing pages and have a back-end thank you page. My step 3 was to set up the CRM to be able to call and follow up with leads. These are all things the client has to get done. Like, I'm not saying I'm doing certain things for them here. This is just what has to happen. Step 4, an ad campaign needs to be launched promoting the lead magnet in the offer. Step 5, you need to convert the leads into in-person appointments. And step 6 is the realtor needs to close the in-person appointments. And if you do each of these steps correctly, you will have a CRM, you will have a great offer, you will have a solid lead flow, you will be booking appointments, and you will be closing deals. So the golden question here on your instructions is, what are the exact steps required to get my client from A to B? Map it out and really look at what is required, what needs to occur. I don't care if it feels impossible, like maybe for some of you, in order to get your client to the B result, they need a salesperson. They need a setter, they need a closer to handle the calls, etc. Don't worry if it's possible for you. We could look at the mechanism right here in a second. We could partner up with a company that places setters and closers. We could build a course to just teach people how to find setters and closers. We could do different things. So create your own map now on everything that needs to occur to get the client the result. And notice how I lay I lay the entire step-by-step out all the way until the client actually makes money. Notice how for my ideal client, they don't have a CRM already built. If they had a CRM already, this is not a step you include. This has to be custom to who you're serving, your dream client. Make that step-by-step process. So again, craft this for your service and exactly where your dream client is at. And in a perfect world, we would make each milestone. These are the milestones here. The 6 steps for this example. These are milestones that need to be made. In a perfect world, we would want to do all of these for them because that leaves the least amount of variables possible to leave our client to fail. However, the cost is too high to do that, right? We don't want to do that. It becomes unprofitable. We're going to need a huge team. It's just going to become a big fat mess. So that's for this next step. So again, go to the worksheet now and list out the step-by-step instruction manual that your clients need to follow to hit the end result. Get creative. Like, just list out everything. It doesn't matter if you could do it or not. You'll figure that out here in a second. Once you've done that, let's talk about how to actually implement the instructions. So the implementation of each of these steps is what we call activation points. So this is the thing that we're doing in order to deliver on each step required to get the client to the B result. Activation points can range from done for you to done with you, or do it yourself, with the most valuable being done for you and the least valuable being do it yourself. A solid combination of these three will lead to the best value to cost ratio. If it's all done for you, the value to cost ratio is going to be out of whack. If it's all do it yourself, value to cost ratio is out of whack. We need a blend, okay? And here's the offer structure here that I made on Gamma, where each step, each of the instructions, we're going to check off whether it's done for you, done with you, or do it yourself. In order to figure this out, let's list out all the possible ways to help the client. So let's say that one of your milestones, one of the steps in your instruction manual is that outreach needs to be sent in order to acquire leads, right? These are all different examples right here. These three examples are for different offers. So let's say that, like, for this first one, let's say that you are a cold DM agency, okay? The thing that has to happen in your instruction manual, one of the things, is outreach needs to be sent to acquire leads. That's the lead generation part. How can this be accomplished? The first option is done for you. I will send outreach for your business. The second option is done with you. This could be, I will help you script, launch, test, and iterate your outreach, right? And something I want to add here for done for you, it could also be placing a VA to send outreach. Because this is ultimately, I mean, if this is going to be your main service, this is probably the one you want to go with. But done for you, I will send outreach and or place a VA to send outreach in your business. Done with you, I will help you script, launch, test, and iterate your outreach based on the responses it gets. Or do it yourself, I will teach you in a course how to send outreach. Okay? Again, most valuable is done for you, and if this is the main point of your offer, you could keep this done for you. Here we have an example of another offer. So let's say for this other offer, one of the milestones that needs to be met is having a lead nurturing system. How could we go about this? The first option is done for you. I will ideate, script, I will film, I will edit and post your YouTube videos. The second option is done with you. I will give you the content ideas, I'll give you scripts, and I'll help you publish the videos. The third option is do it yourself. I will make a course teaching you how to make content. Again, we're going from top down. Top is most valuable. Second is, a little bit less valuable, but still very valuable. And the third is the least valuable. So which one is, like, what could you do here? You just have to check this off. I have a rule of thumb here. I typically limit done for you work to only one element of the funnel. Everything else is done with you or do it yourself. So if you want to be focused as being like a content agency guy, that's what you're known for, then have this aspect as being the done for you aspect. But maybe you're a cold DM guy and you want to place VAs and get people sending outreach on behalf of your clients, etc. Maybe number two doesn't need to be done for you. Like maybe for your offer, because you also need a lead nurturing system, maybe it has to be done with you, right? You want to custom tailor this to your offer, what you really want to do, your service, your strengths. Let's say for another offer, lead conversion is one of the steps we have to hit. The done for you aspect would be, hey, I'm going to call, text, and email your leads to book them into an appointment. The done with you offers, hey, I will help you build call scripts. I will review your calls and give you SMS and email sequences to book your leads into appointments. The do-it-yourself variation is I will teach you in a course how to call, text, and email your leads to book them into an appointment. Okay? So you want to figure this out. Pick one element of the funnel. Again, refer to kind of the business in a nutshell here. What is it in here that you're going to be doing for people? You typically want to limit it to one, because anything over one, like let's say for your offer, you're doing the outreach for them, you're doing the lead nurturing for them, and you're doing the lead conversion for them. Imagine the complexity that comes with this. So it's like, hey, I'm going to send your outreach for you, or in place of VA. I'm going to ideate, script, film, edit, and post your videos. And I will call, text, and email your leads to book them into an appointment. Like, this is unscalable. This is a $15,000, $20,000 offer. Okay? That's why we typically limit it to one element of the funnel, so we could be in that sweet spot, charge between 5 and 10K, and be able to scale really to the 100K a month. Okay? So your mechanism, done for you, done with you, do it yourself, it will change over time as you expand your team, get access to more capital, etc. So all I want you to do is simply take action and decide what mechanism, how are you actually going to deliver on each of these activation points or steps in your instruction manual. The work we've done here, understanding this instruction manual, we have put in more effort than nearly every service provider on the freaking planet. Like, you are the 1%. Because we are actually involved in the entire acquisition process for our clients, ensuring that they can scale, they can get the result that we're selling, while we are able to build a profitable, streamlined business that helps us live that dream life we want. So I need you to do this work right now. Go ahead and make that Miro board. Go ahead and make that Gamma, or whatever software you want to use. List this out right here, and then check off, right? First, you have to write down, just like as I did here, step 1. What's the done for you element that I could do for step 1? What's the done with you element? What's the do it yourself? And do this for each of the steps, and then pick which one of these steps you're going to do for them. And then the rest, structure it in either a done with you or do it yourself type of thing. When it comes to done with you, do it yourself, we're going to be making a program for that. So I will teach you in here how to create course modules and how to do that type of thing. But this is what's required to get our clients the results that we're selling. I wish it was as simple as just only doing outreach for them. But what if their offer's bad? What if their sales process sucks? What if they're not nurturing their leads properly? Business is hard. And you want to sell something that is complex, because complex is scarce in the market and other people are not willing to do this. I'll repeat that. Like, what we're doing right here, your competitors are not willing to do. This is how you stand out and charge a shit ton of money and build a freaking 7-figure business. Like, this is it, guys. We need to have a combination. We need to put in more work than everybody else. In order to do that, let's go ahead and build our instruction manual, right? Let's build our instruction manual on a diagram, and let's list out each of the mechanisms, done for you, done with you, or do it yourself, that we're going to be doing for each of those steps. So go ahead, complete that now, complete that section of the worksheet. It'll take you some time, but this will be the best time that you have spent on your business. I can guarantee you that. And once you have accomplished that, I will see you in the next module. All right, let's cover my favorite module when it comes to marketing in general. This is so important. It's crucial, critical, freaking important that you watch this entire thing, because we're going to be explaining how you can become a niche of one, how you can stand out, how you can get people to buy into your thing before a sales call. This is everything I've learned when it comes to marketing, just kind of in a nutshell. So we're going to be going over sad, neutral, and happy, throwing rocks, believability of your offer, and the niche of one summary. Okay, so let's dive straight into it. Right here, we have this diagram with a sad face, neutral face, and happy face. Okay, and these are the stages that our prospects go through before buying our thing. They go from sad to neutral to happy. I'm going to break it down for you. Once they enter the happy state, so once we're able to turn prospects from the sad state to the happy state, they will buy with zero objections. And this, my friends, is the purpose of content. It's not to make fancy videos or to just make whatever you want. It's to turn people from limiting beliefs, which is the sad face, to aligned beliefs, the happy face. Okay, so let's break each of these down, each of these steps right here, and how we do it through content. So sad. The sad state is when a prospect first enters your ecosystem. And when they enter your ecosystem, they're going to have limiting beliefs around you, who you are as a person, if you're legit or not, your service, your unique mechanism, your offer, etc. These are the things, these limiting beliefs are the things that are preventing them from moving forward, paying you thousands of dollars with zero objections. And the goal of our first touch point with our prospect, which is usually a YouTube VSL, is to destroy these limiting beliefs that they have around our stuff, okay? So here's an example. If you're selling short form content, here's some limiting beliefs that your prospect may have. Content will not make me any more money. There's no point in building a brand. A cheap $3 an hour video editor is all that I need. I could do all of my video editing on my own. Short form content is impossible to gain traction with and build an audience, etc. These are some limiting beliefs that people will have that will stop them from buying your short form content offer. We need to break these beliefs in our content both logically and emotionally. So here's how we logically break these beliefs. Well, you're going to show them how other clients of yours, this comes back to the level of authority, other clients of yours have used short form content in order to scale and acquire clients. You're going to show them how the biggest personal brands on earth use short form content and why they use content to build a brand and the importance of a brand. You're going to show them the views that a video edited by a $3 an hour VA gets versus views that you get your clients, right? To break that belief. You're going to show them why they're undervaluing their time by doing the content editing on their own. That's logically how you sell them, right? Emotionally, you dig into their emotion, you dig into the feeling that they get, that feeling in their core that keeps them up at night. So you talk to these people and you say, hey, look, do you really want to be doing the ideation, the scripting, the filming, the editing, and posting all your content, making this, huge process when you have all these other things to focus on in the business? Do you want to be that guy that maybe never gets famous, never builds a brand, never builds an audience, if that's something these people emotionally want? Do you always want to take cold sales calls with people that don't like, know, or trust you because you don't have any content? In the same way how the only goal of step 1 of our funnel here is to get them to step 2. The only goal of step 1 of our marketing message and content is to get them from the sad state to the neutral state. All that we're trying to do is break these limiting beliefs that they have when they first come in around our offer, who we are, our service, etc., and just get them neutral. We're not even trying to sell them yet. We're simply trying to get these beliefs to a neutral state. Okay? So what is neutral? Well, the neutral state is when a prospect's limiting beliefs are broken and now they have neutral beliefs around your thing, what you preach in your marketing. Neutral beliefs are enough to get sales calls, but they are not enough to ignite action from prospects to auto-book a call on your calendar and pay in full within 10 minutes of a sales call. So if you're still hearing things like, let me think about it, give me a few months to decide, etc. on sales calls, it's because the prospect has neutral beliefs. And neutral beliefs is simply that they see what you're saying, they might agree with some points about your thing, but they're not totally sold both logically and emotionally on what you have to offer. So just to keep the same example going with short form content, here's some neutral beliefs that they might have. Content could potentially make me more money. I might see a point in building a brand in the future. A cheap editor might not cut it. It's probably not a good idea to do my own editing. Short form content could get me results soon. I want you to see these key words that I'm going to bold here, right? Could potentially, might, future, might, probably, soon. These aren't words and beliefs people have that are going to get them to buy your thing right now. They just simply are not, right? This is why sales calls feel so hard to people, is because the prospects have these neutral beliefs where they're not completely 100% over the fence that this is what they need now. It's like, hey, I get what you're saying, agency owner, but honestly, in the future, it might be a good idea, right? They're not completely sold. They don't believe this is the thing that they need. Prospects with these beliefs will give you objections and not move forward. They need a little bit more. They need to get something else to get them completely sold and over the fence. So some prospects you'll find take 3 to 6 months to go from sad to neutral to happy. And just so you know, this is my sales cycle. When I buy a mentorship, when I buy coaching, when I buy an agency service, it's usually me consuming that person's content for 3 to 6 months to go from sad to happy. Now, some prospects might take an hour. It might just take them one VSL to get completely sold on the thing. And that's why you see some cold funnels work for 3% of the market that's ready to buy something right now. But that's not a majority of the people. So understand that. We're trying to get these limiting beliefs broken just to get them into a neutral state. And once they're here in this neutral state, now our focus is to get them to what we call the happy state. Now, the happy state is when a prospect has aligned beliefs around you, your service, your unique mechanism, your offer, etc., and they're ready to pay in full with 0 objections. This usually happens when they have consumed at least 7 hours of content. That's typically when you're going to get people from that neutral state crossing over into the happy state, right? And the happy state are these aligned beliefs. Aligned beliefs means, as it freaking is said in the word, they are aligned with you. They are aligned. The things that you're saying, they're like, yeah, you're right. Like, this is true. Aligned beliefs are extremely powerful. Here are some from that same short form content example. Look at these keywords here. Content will make me more money. Building a brand is the only way to get to where I want to go. Cheap editors do not cut it. I need a professional. I cannot afford to edit on my own. Short form content will get me the results I want. Do you see the difference in these words here? We go from could, potentially, maybe, in the future, probably, to this will do this. This is the only way. This does not cut it. I cannot afford this. Short form content will get me this. This is what we want our prospects saying in their mind. So as you could tell, these are like aligned beliefs. We could call them also buying beliefs. They understand this is the only way to get to where they want to go. Look at it like a bridge, right? If you have it, I recommend reading Russell Brunson's book on this, Expert Secrets. He breaks this down perfectly. We have a bridge, right? And our thing, our service, our offer is the bridge. We need to get them to believe that what we're selling is the key. It's the bridge to get these people to where they want to go. And when you've done that, when you've successfully created an imaginary bridge between where they are, which is point A, and where they want to go, which is point B, they will only get there by working with you. If they could believe that, they will buy your thing. They will pay all the money in the freaking world because you're the only option in their eyes. This is how we become a niche of one. And it's through what we think is the long game. But in reality, this just happened to one of the clients in the program, James. James thought, because he's been in all these other programs and they're like, hey, just run an ad, just send them to your calendar, get them to book in. He was at like a 10% closing rate. Since then, he's scaled way up past 10K a month and we're reaching up to 30. And he's using a YouTube system. He's doing this exact same thing. He's actually running ads top of funnel to get people to go consume his content so they could watch 7 hours of content, and then he runs a retargeting ad to get those people to book a call later. Because what he's doing, he understands that these realtors, he works with realtors, he's getting them to come in with limiting beliefs, and through the first VSL, get them to the neutral state. And through more videos and more videos and more videos, they go from neutral to happy. They go from neutral to aligned beliefs, to buying beliefs, and that's how you get easy sales calls that close at 50+%. In order to further explain this, let's talk about throwing rocks, okay? So we want to throw rocks at what our prospects are currently doing or have tried. We also want to throw rocks at competitors as well. We'll get into that right here. But we're going to be throwing these rocks in our outreach, in our VSLs, in our content. This is all throughout our marketing. We want to be extremely polarizing with our claims. And this is not unethical, what I'm about to explain, because if what you're selling is really good, this is how you get people over the fence and get them bought in. If you're offering ads, say that outreach does not work and explain both logically and emotionally why. If you're offering outreach, say that ads does not work and explain both logically and emotionally why. Let's use this example right here. So if you're offering outreach, logically, we could say, hey, ads takes thousands of dollars just to close one client. It takes thousands of dollars to test and find the right ad. It takes months to really dial in your ad process. But with outreach, and then you start talking about your thing, you throw rocks, you talk down on the other thing that they're doing or have tried or people are selling them, and you say, hey, this thing, it gives you immediate results. You don't have to pay any money for ads. How do you do this emotionally? It's like, hey, you and I both know ad costs are going up. Imagine being able to acquire clients without spending any money on ads. We hit them to their core because we understand that these people are going to sleep knowing they're spending $500 a day on ads, and it sucks, and they're wasting money. So the reality, guys, is that everything works. But if we could be polarizing and throw rocks, everything else, throw rocks at everything else besides the thing that we sell, we're going to indoctrinate our audience to eventually be on our side with these aligned beliefs. In order to do this, we need to figure out who our enemies are. And enemies can be considered competitors or other methods. So here's a little Miro board drawing that I did. This is you here, right? This is you. This is your thing. Let's say your thing is ads. Your thing could be content. Your thing could be outreach. Your thing could be placing a setter. Your thing could be hiring a closer. Whatever your service, your offer is, we're throwing these rocks at all of our competitors, at all of these other methods that they're talking about. And I'll give you an example here. So let's say for my real estate agency, when I was creating content for my agency, the first thing that I would throw rocks at are other competitors. Other competitors are other agencies reaching out to realtors. And the way I would throw rocks is saying, hey, other agencies, they just focus on bringing you more leads. They don't focus on making you more money. Instead, what we do here at Spire is we have a partnership. We work directly with you to make sure the leads are qualified and give you processes to make sure that they turn into an appointment and close, right? Just like how we have like this mixed offer. This is what I was doing. Here's another method. So that's competitors, one. The second thing I could talk down on is another method. Facebook lead form ads. Look at how specific this method I was throwing rocks at is. I was offering Facebook ads, and yet I was throwing rocks at one way of doing Facebook ads. I said, hey, look, Facebook lead form ads don't work. They bring terrible, shitty leads that have no buying intent or plan on buying or selling in general in real estate. Instead, what we do is we use landing pages to get high quality leads. So you need to list this down in your worksheet. What are the methods that people are doing or have tried, right? These are the things that they hate that we've gone over already. Who are some competitors and people that we could throw rocks at? You need to understand this because this is how we get people aligned. This is how we break those limiting beliefs in the sad state and get them neutral, right? Hope that makes sense. Let's go over the believability of your offer. So a lot of people don't believe your claim because you have no level of authority. Too many agency guys are promising wild guarantees. Hey, we're going to give you 500 appointments or your money back. We're going to get you 10 real estate listings without lifting a finger or you don't pay. The truth is that you don't need to make the most wild claim. You simply need your prospects to believe a claim that can get them a 5 to 10x ROI, since that will be worth their time, money, and effort. I'm going to give you an example. Anybody in the world would pay you $4,000 if you could bring them $20,000. And let's say you're working with a high-ticket business that sells their product for $5,000. That would be 4 clients. So while everybody else is guaranteeing 20 clients, 100 clients, whatever, if you could have these prospects truly believe to their core that you could get them 4 clients for $4,000, anybody would make that trade. But they have to believe you. Okay? Again, most people spend time trying to figure out the craziest offer, when most people should be spending time getting their prospects to believe a more modest offer. You don't need the most wild offer if you could just simply get them to believe a offer, to believe it to be true, to believe that you could get them to that B result by explaining your instruction manual, exactly what you do, throwing rocks at other things, building that niche of one, guys. It will work if you make them believe it through your valuable content and case studies. That's how we do this. Well, how do we make them believe our offer? Show them how it's worked for other people, and logically and emotionally show them in your valuable content why it simply makes sense. The numbers add up. Okay? You're more than likely a B2B business. You have a very logical close. Like, you straight up, like, this is the process. We're going to spend this amount of money on ads. We're going to run these types of ads. We're going to expect this ROI, this many leads. You break down the numbers, the conversion rates, the KPIs, etc. Make it a no-brainer for these people. So hopefully that makes sense. In terms of niche of one, just in summary, becoming a niche of one and having no competitors is achieved over time through a combination of the following: having a great offer, having a great level of authority in your content, having a great unique mechanism or new opportunity, having a great job of throwing rocks at other competitors or methods, and having a great job showcasing who you are. People will work with you simply for being you, for your hobbies, your interest. If that's something they have as well, they will pay you simply for that over another competitor. The last thing I didn't mention here is your product. If you watch the instruction manual, you'll see how I break down our complex offer. We're doing certain things for clients. We're helping them do other things. We're teaching them certain aspects of the funnel. We're doing this to become a niche of one and not have a commoditized service. Okay? This is required. And I want you to take action on this. So I want you to go down below and complete the niche of one section of your worksheet. Okay? And in order to do that, you're going to be listing down who your competitors, who the other methods are in your industry. And we're also going to be talking about some of these limiting beliefs that they have so you can understand what type of content to make. With that being said, this is the niche of one, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching the Offer Vault. We have come to the end of the entire offer course, and now it's time to take action on it. So what I want you to do is go down below in the description, download all of the resources from this video, all of the Notion pages, and the offer worksheet itself, so that you're able to apply this information and scale your business to where you want to go. So again, go download all of that, and I'll see you in the next video.